Asante region. Enti ene omuchemu a Queen's Gate a ehonum no otimi kono akwaje wani kakra na nkwadai obekọ no omu taritare nkwadai to eje omani twa bi ni ade no wo mo se ene oye school ni na back stadium a Queen's Gate omuma student bi anko omatum ene ene ochena obi eni ho a obewram oye school na wo ba o de 12 cadet corps ebe kan ho aba na omko mu nyina boma na omabon kwada ne ho ban oye teacher na wo kwa mandatory e also present your ID card enye sa ye ma unko afa box any containers enya dia ye be pene amano era stadium ena car park also no yes security ebe nante was strict surveillance no ma hwese obi amedi 7 semunu e wo hono mo a eno nhihye ya empanyimfo de agu akwam ehwe animu ese super zone asene e sha ase no bibia ebe kokama enso e wo ho na tel mebo schools a eneram e super zone mu na fa ye hu sede e hu nsem no etie e ma na fam eduman eko Adventist Kumase efia kobi SHS Aguna SD Ekrofrom SHS Anglican SHS Antoa SHS Armed Forces Asantema SHS Bogisangu SHS Efijase Commercial Ejosomai Islamic Jache Pramso Drabing KNUST Konongo Dumase Kumasi Academy Kumasi Girls Kumasi Wesley Girls Afe Obuasi Sectec O Ose Chiche Our Lady of Grace Sewanyako Sims St. Louis St. Monica's T.I. Media T.I. Mans Girls Wesley High Konongo and Aya Santoa Girls Omo schools are one more qualify ewo emanu category ememana fem eduma ewom Aguna SD ewom Anglican SHS wom Antoa wom Armed Forces Asantema Efijasi Commercial Ghana Muslim Mission Islamic SHS Jache Pramso Drabi SHS KNUST Konongo Dumase Kumasi Academy Kumasi High Mpasetia Obuasi Sectec Konfanoche Opon Memorial Opokuari School Osechiriche Oti Our Lady of Grace Prempe College Sims Afe St. Hubert Seminary T.I. Media SHS Kumasi Tepa SHS Afe Tuasi SHS Any Wesley Higher Eno Ewa Konongo we so eye mema no schools are qualify erem enso ewo eye super zone sene ena dwumade ne hyase ewo baba yara sports stadium na nkwadanu games no onse urem ewo central regional ensmp na sisi ho ema yekobu student ni bi obrachere SHS omo akwada ba ko abra sodro emrante no enra yenya ne nte ese ya chi nkwada yi a ama ya suspended games no ewo central region na urem ewo sodro senior higher womo sports master and a PE teacher Joseph Benny and was a dear nampanyimfo ye no enya ade ebebo schools no enkwada ide agroje joma na bibia mo se ade no ya suspended ama schools are omonya affected nyina no and as schools are woman din semunu nyina no say womo ya affected or say ebe ha teachers no mu training time sika woman invest e games ni mu.
I'm really not happy with whatever that has happened over there or what transpired on that day. Because looking at our hard energy, our sweat, and all those things that we do, you see, going through a lot with the students in terms of training activities wasn't easy. So we were even aiming to get more talent from them. At least, you know, school there, you'll be able to, I could school, there, professor, but some of them can gain their talent through this sporting activity. So it has really affected the teachers who used our hard and training time and most of our things that we should have done in the house to go and train the kids. And in fact, it has really affected the students themselves. That is that it, and then with the teachers who trained them. Over campus, and yeah, we be a man because almost really disturbed because I wish there were news in air corner will be including myself and then the PE teachers. In fact, affecting the over school mood, it is not really good for us.
Affect moi munya de na munya de fata na muntu nkwadane fo meba Ghana Premier League ni mu na yedi nkomo onse na watwi games a eba so no earlier on na GF na announce esa Asante Kotoko ni vision game ni nko a and live on TV. And then Crawford trouble at the Safwan papa. Some Cranano, ye game ya who yan is a switchy. Echo talented case. As a game new a live on ya and max. No more money max no niano. One better heavy. And Tomutia tem the DNA enra and Omukosa buyer. Omubaya. Say 11 wonders. Any nations FC gamer. And wabeba su e fiadano. Wamo. Eddie Abeka games are Ebeba live on TV no. 11 wonders nations. Friday. Ewo Swedro Stadium, live on TV, Asante Kotoko, any Vision FC, one game near Sunday, and also live on TV from the Barbara Sports Stadium. Now, Sansemi and Ayabusa Georgia Free, former vice president at the Ghana Football Association, Sir George. Natalie.
Yeah, Emra so said it today sports bar say CAE from now till 12. And some were kakra. I some who say Champions League ne koso. Say Diom de Amabodo Glenty a giant killers. Some a giant killers.
Yes.
Ukuma nim for. Na Enra na almost say Inter. There's a home and away no.
Home and away.
Italian football stands on the brink of a Champions League debacle. The prospects of no Serie A clubs competing this season's last 16. And Kabi,
I like Lumunya with him. Galatasaray show 5-2. Say you Juventus 5-2. So when the Juventus race on tennis has score line.
Okay, so the house says that Newcastle can raise their game and compete with anybody after they swept aside Karabakh. Okay. Now, Jose Mourinho, today we face Real Madrid with zero fear. Respect, yes. Fear, never. Okay. Ono ene kasa. Inter President Marotta reports from Spain on a pre-contract agreed between us and Diego Simeone are absolute fake news. Okay, now report Basse.
Yes, I agree with.
Okay, so no new camp, no new camp new is set to become a gold mine, and Jamie Carragher on teams making the Premier League top 4. I think Manchester United are virtually guaranteed in that position.
Top 4 in the area of my
ball.
So Manchester United, they guaranteed some.
Okay, and they Carragher no.
Aye.
All right, Asante Kotoko has been put on alert. As striker Rudolf Mensah has failed to agree terms on a contract extension with Swedro Black. So no, Rudolf Mensah. What's your goals on?
Goals the second round.
Okay. And then Jovo na put Kotoko on alert and I say Kotoko na put on alert and okay, so. But John Benson is a performance coach for Ghana Black Stars, and he has expressed strong confidence in the Black Stars at the World Cup 2026. Yeah. The Black Stars have what it takes to reach the latter stages of the global showbiz, according to John Pencil. And Keto Kreku says that there are concerns about quality of coaching in this country. And then stressing that improving technical capacity remains a key priority for the FA. So it's almost coaching, I know NIGF president they catch them say,
yes.
All right, then baby because I'm the newly considered board of Asante Kotoko. Kotoko any board.
I mean, command now about it.
Oh, okay. Engineer alleged be sanity.
Community is about 99%.
Okay.
Yes.
And they are set to officially commence duties at the start of next week.
Yeah,
wow.
Hopefully Friday.
Following a scheduled meeting with the club's IMC on Friday. Hey, then I go so. You go and made the only thing
IMC there.
Wow. So just the IMC is no more. The IMC are exiting.
Yeah, they are exiting. The purchase are informing me say Mujuma.
Really? How many years is in a cry?
I don't think.
Sources close to the club indicate that Kotoko will operate under an executive chairman model with the board appointed executive chairman expected to take a leading role in the club's strategic and operational direction. And wasn't it
similar to Dr. Kwame Chedi, the board chairman?
Baba, we need more. I'm in College of Health.
I don't know idea.
And sciences na every. Already. 2026 year of admission. And no, home common Yegusu, they are say, they are accredited by the Nurse and Midwifery Council of Ghana and the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, and Omo Krata Mrata Omachi, affiliated to the UDS Tamale, and programs will be a diploma in registered general nursing and a certificate in complementary health care assistance. Now, it's a mass scholarship. Oh, bon, there are hostel facilities. Yawo niema bebre ade besua de yawo baby abeda government employees or yen for the fa adwuma Arabic ye kire na ye kire French very very well accredited. Your number is 020-820-9699. Yen kata nyina ye adwuma 020-820-9699. Yawo tano so e Kumasi. Kanjin for some way.
I. 7 rules of Kanjin Biabo.
7 rules.
Yes, Kanjin here.
Rule number 1.
Tonic to the liver.
Okay.
Tonic to the liver.
Tonic to the liver. And the tobacco. There be ever tobacco. Not yet the cook.
Tonic to the liver.
Yes, sir. When you pay my mincha, Bema, Safuchuba could do a common. Oh.
Chabema.
I remember. Is there in Chakra near the Shishaso? I feel 2026, Papa. Odia Chenua Chiamocho. You're married. Oh, Cochoso, a Bema could do for. See a do quack. Which made the coin come. Empty, so, 1 minute, 1 minute. One of my trouble for say, Kotoko or board for. Ya name you omo.
Ye name you omo, but
mention your statement.
Mention your statement.
Hey, and now kind of board is a newly constituted body.
Say IMC no have been made aware that a board is coming.
And just say a constituted. So bro is a newly constituted. And I'm anti-bro for newly just say you know for sure that a board is constituted.
Yes.
When I inform you that solo free to come and merge maybe you man. Just say my fool be you man.
Okay. Meeting him no. Chief of staff.
Am I a meeting now?
Oh, last Tuesday. That is right. Yes. Chief of staff catcher management they say a board is in place. They are coming.
Okay.
And that if the beer see by Friday crown board and any management ni no Kofi Bedu be introduction na.
Oh, okay.
Or the match.
Hey sir.
Sakrana official announcement.
All right. Mate, me that's it. Me that's it. Yeah, I'm say. Ya beje mre kakra na ya ji education kakra wom as woni munsem. Okay baba yankoi
enti anopay yemo special good morning bm na yemo akwa ba kai wosem Oyerepa 100.7 FM live on Oyerepa TV Marasanso anopay yekum ko phone close and someone edi adencheche and someone ebum fumpa on ko phone close no yare honsem atowanim enne anopay na abusiam and some de edoso de disefata sa ohwe na utie ena yede esumo anopay de tenye Facebook pages na Oyerepa Radio, Oyerepa TV Ghana, Oyerepa Radio, Oyerepa TV Ghana. Ose a comment me ba na the boss prayer to the bossy. I can na ama sabi say ene sabi e fata enano pay mesasiem afi UEFA Champions League num yanwa to air conditioner afi high sense. E say omodenom ena e papa. Ensan high sense ho enkoto enfi babia sense amode re de papa enti se ope de beche ama bomb from a year a high sense and a pudding na a high sense entiano free 0302 550000 amadama mesasiam efi Arsenal or Bayern Munich and Robert Andrich anom a player Emma Bayern 04 Leverkusen or the Atugam sa omunim sa Champions League no na a very difficult anya sebia otrama na to na sa utu run of 16 of the Champions League adia also we and say we are ready for any other team bia on the so run of 16 Bayern 04 Leverkusen are you ready sa ono bia ebom na Alexander Solut enra onya 3 goals Emma Atletico de Madrid emra womo ebo Champions League game na odia tuja se na niaje se enra o she goals miensa na omo pesa afi omo make a din ade Emma omo home by winning the Champions League or say it is not beyond Atletico de Madrid ewom se o she Premier League na ohwe La Liga teams na the Premier League clubs emodimbo no krenie Awosropa Nemom Atletico de Madrid are ready Newcastle United abusuam onim se awonso etime qualify say ohwe English Premier League teams na omomodimbo awo afi Champions League mom etime akosropa na 9-3 on aggregate and amanyam over Qarabak enom na oko Sandro Tonali na suya odi atuja se team na unity and afa amoye bom enye se bia onom Sandro Tonali nkwa enye se bia Nick Voltamade nkwa omunyina work abom as a team and you Sandro Tonali are you happy with a performance wometime edana day against Qarabak sa performance way I was amotim eduram na fe amotimom etim ekoye edi emotim in the subsequent games edi Howie edi atuja say are you happy with emotimba emrantelom etim edana day of course say ohwem game na womo eboy ne dia na eka edi achel say na amotimbom ewosro boy according to instructions or the Emma boys no Emma fe on the pitch womo ye adwuma na ni etimi ajepa eno ye sma oruanom edi etudwam enne anopay na min konsemfu from Sandro Tonali and Eddie Howe coach Emma Newcastle United and in some way atudwam after say amo qualify to the next round of the Champions League.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling for us. I think slightly mixed feelings on the performance, but I think when you look at the bigger picture and you stand back and you go, we've through to the last 16. We've won the game. We've managed the tie superbly because that's not an easy. Well, there's no easy tie in this competition. So we're delighted to get through, and it leaves a great next game in prospect. Yeah, all of those things mixed together. Firstly, we wanted to win the game. We know we need to get our home form back on track. This place has been a fortress for us over the years, and we need to have that feeling again. The only way we're going to generate that is to win games here. So we felt we needed to rest some players. We felt we needed to try and rotate the squad and give other players an opportunity to play. So we did that. The performance was mixed. I didn't really like us, especially in the second half. But we got over the line, and the players deserve a lot of credit for winning again.
Yeah, we made hard work of it at times, but we got off to a flying start, and yeah, I think the damage was done there. So
yeah, Sandro, when you score, and then when Joe Linton scores, are you thinking, well, what sort of score could we get?
Yeah, it was fine. We started a very great game in the first 10 minutes, but so I'm not very happy for the second half because play just with the result, because we scored 9 goals in 2 games, but we had to do more because this fans deserve all 100% whole 90 minutes every game. And for me, the second half was very good, but we can do 100% more. And
no, and some manager and Sandro Tonali at the Atujam. Now, Jose Mourinho, I say, sa eba ehu padia, so bio bisa ehu misro Real Madrid derby. Also Real Madrid and I say extra no more respect the ubusan say our respect Emma Madrid because our respect Emma Madrid at least Benfica, so there was some history about the Champions League. Are you ready? Said them Santiago Bernabeu with Mourinho our bench, and I said Mourinho and bench them the fight Kylian Mbappe. Madrid will be without Kylian Mbappe. Nadia say Kylian Mbappe ebetimi esia can be Jose Mourinho. I was Santiago Bernabeu again after 13 years. Now, ocean movement and after fear, Maku Edumiensa were returning to Santiago Bernabeu in Enra or Trenier. I was Santiago Bernabeu with the players ahead of Madrid gamer Nyanko Pomwa and now 8 p.m. Eltogram video nom and yet at 2 screens no so Uchabi and now pay big west from Madrid coach Alvaro Arbeloa or say and now obey Benfica every Champions League room or say Amuntimina Ejananom with the supporters a can ho Eman Aya 12 on the Serie Tibia obey Benfica everywhere and there in social Reportivia Jose after 13 years he returns to Santiago Bernabeu and Ututo to the near which are Geneserie Masai Sunkum Wahano na Frese na Frese is a more na Madrid and Benfica Alvaro Arbeloa at in P and Atuja ahead of the big game and you mean Chimunini.
Good afternoon. Well, I want to see a Real Madrid very similar to the one we saw in Lisbon. That's what I want, what I hope for, and what we're working toward. As you said, it's going to be a very special match, a great Champions League night at the Bernabeu. We know how important the fans are in these kinds of games, the impact they always have, and we're focused on winning the match and going through to the next round.
I wanted to ask you about tomorrow's absence, due to UEFA's decision, the full suspension of Pestiani. Have you discussed it in the dressing room, and what is your opinion on the matter?
No, we haven't discussed it, and my opinion remains the same as last week. We are facing a great opportunity to mark a before and after in the fight against racism. UEFA, which has always led this fight against racism, now has the opportunity to ensure it's not just a slogan or a nice banner before matches. I hope they take advantage of it.
Alvaro Arbeloa said, no Kenya, modern border Ohuye, I Lisbon and I was Spain, Bernabeu, a person who saw more Dimbon beam, Afe, Gianluca Cristiani, and I say, oh no, Munyasebia, Bayano Manane, Manani Sembia, opportunity Kasiaba, I was a certain example, Emma address to follow. Now, ye racism, and fancy your football mo, Thibaut Courtois, and so in some way, at to jump ahead of the game, Yense Thibaut Courtois, goalkeeper, Madrid.
I think the most important thing is having the fans with us, supporting us throughout the entire match, and that we start the game well from the very first second. In the end, it's a tricky result, because if they score one goal, the tie is level. So it's up to us to start strong, to play well, to stay focused, with intensity and the right attitude. If we do that, I'm sure we will win. I think we are at an important moment for football to finally put an end to these kinds of things. In the dressing room, we know what Vinicius has told us, and this isn't something isolated. It has happened many times in football, not only on the pitch, but also in stadiums. I think it has to stop now. In the end, UEFA will decide what they believe is right. As players, we don't have control over that, but I think it's a positive message.
Because of his attitude and his statements.
And now Timusa Aquanabekom with the absence of Mbappe, Abekom Bruta, and you Vini, Zeno Black, a goalkeeper Emma Atletico de Madrid, or say Jomayam Afi Champions League Etche, Sir with Kakra, Amatiba Count on Betimin, and Timbia, Abom, Ewa Afi Champions League. Nicolo Balera, Inter Milan midfielder, or sit in Ukraine, Bodo glimpse for them, a deserve, set now on which we qualify, woman and a Modimbom, a Swany in the 2 legs, Nina, a Modimbom, a Swany at Inter Milan, Inter President Marota, or say, and play, yes, Stettin Claire, Emma, Yana Chofoni and a tier 4, Intime and Tibi Sanyano crack, Nukrabianim, Sir Inter Milan, and in J. Christian Kivu. Amani General, and someone on Montaigne, Sir Amani Diago Pablo Simeone Cra, as I pre-contract them, Otia, Fanamatrai Maque, Polom Palam, some na Italian football. Say, a Denver day, and now your real playoff now. One year, that's the Juventus, and to me, a miracle now qualify ahead of Galatasaray. Now it's a Samoyaba. Now it's since the reintroduction of the last 16 knockout run of Europe Champions League competition in 2003. 2003-2004 and BSC in occasional past 22 years na be I say Italian club be or qualify to the run of 16 since 1987 to 1988 Napoli and my first one there you theme na wakaya Italian teams in the bia you a bit Juventus Mukoko finals and na Christian Kivu your manager Emma Inter Milan or say yamfa credit Emma Bodo Glimt among Matimbo Esweni.
Credit to this opponent because they did well in the 2 games that we play against them. Today with a lot of organization, with a lot of spirit, knowing that they had this 2 goals advantage that they managed to get. I don't know, maybe first half, if we could have scored, we could have put more pressure on mentally, especially whatever their game plan was, but they did very well and they managed not to get a goal again.
Bodo Glimt, Abusiam, 3-time European champions, and Omuyamom FA Champions League na run of 16, way for the first time in their history. And now given the banner, Yensebi, not Yenshade atmosphere.
Norse mythology has a new chapter. The warriors of the north have fortified their position and ambushed the San Siro. Bodo Glimt are heading through. Inter are over and out, and it is emphatic. Bodo Glimt have not just held on, they've won again. The Norwegian champions have beaten Inter home and away. They knocked out the 3-time European champion. They're heading to the last 16. A month ago, they had a 0.3% chance of making it into the last 16 in the knockout rounds. It's one of the most remarkable stories, Lucy, in Champions League history.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And like I say, thoroughly deserved it over the 2 legs, Bodo Glimt. This is no fluke. This is an organised, well-drilled team of good athletes who are technically excellent. Giving Knutsen.
And then also game after a game, not theory Henry, and it took just sometimes buying of players, Ekaho, Obato Dinum, Obato talent, no, Obi building a team, Masa playing against a team, always a difficult. Now, Buffon, sir, Ukraine. Pure Esposito or a player of I was say Italy minum and managing ye or a lot at the Italy minum Victor James Osimhen at the Atu Jose and there I'm ready to write history again. I'm going Juventus FM. I'm going to say Juventus 5-2 our first leg and in the second leg I'm going to name some couldn't deal about me Ako at the Amanitimum not De Piero. And I say what is happening to Italian football. I don't know on Tessie or say about or say what I'm put on from our stadiums are very old on youths. Dortmund have 2 Italian youth players in the squad. They aren't. Why are they not playing for Italian teams? I know I De Piero. Then some I don't know. Was say no Ukraine. Maybe Uncle ye stadiums outdoor. Why Italy? I know. Dada and your modern. After your own koda and K League. You send Kumwa. Wamo Bobby Crow Dortmund. Adenti and Omisia Kain and for Italian teams and Yasma De Piero at the Etugam and Nano Pega Tassa France and Ra Omucha Odo and a chair team and Ra team Echo outside Kaka. Now Victor James Osimhen OPA now sign autographs outdoor na FA Galatasaray Sport Club Emram Pia Bonte and yere atu him and now pay Robert Lewandowski or consider the future on him say Tottenham and answer or Kodiayate teams a lot of teams and our pretty boy is Emram Emma Juma and fa Emma team no Chelsea Abusia I say I like your person Nicholas Jackson Bar I was Liam Delap Cologne and I say Amutono and I'm McGill or Cologne and I say Amutono and a reporter Eka Yansa and then I pay Manchester City warning Ako at the Amomosem 40 to 60 points deduction. Ebetim Ayajuma say I'm found guilty of 1 financial fair play breaches now. Ebetim actually 40 to 60 points. And the reporter, but the amade sorry no Rafael Leao or see always okasa at the delete Diogo Jota one no emotional before his death no more national team come up here and Rafael Leao.
It's great because 2 weeks before we was like in the national team, like celebrating everyone's together. everyone was like care about him. Even if sometimes he was like in his corner, talking with his wife, kids. But a good teammate, wanted to help everyone. Even to me, sometimes I used to ask him about a few stuff. He asked me also tickets for his family to come here to watch a game to AC Milan. So yeah, it's devastating. Yeah, every game. I think every game we think about him. I was if he was there after the game celebrating. I was if he could score a goal. You know. So every game we think about him.
Enti the American say Anthony Gordon Liverpool for say 90 million euros kwa ombetua na omo afano. Enti pay on that note you just so and confirm cross on seminum SC live on Oyerepa 100.7 FM live on Oyerepa TV. Na today's sports to some Sometymer Otuo-Acheampong boss player and the able team no eba nemum anopay memano salamu alaikum na mamano Ramadan Karim esan se APA Herbal Clinic say nkamoso no kan de tina du ba bia ya na oye tiwia no ma kakra fato nsuo fa bi tokwadu na nom basa bompa ya na fa edi ama ABA Herbal Clinic de masa kroma si ensa ya de pa na ya de masa ono no ko muram pa forest no wakwakope nua no e de aba no manfa nguwa ni so no na wurawura nti no kan se mo se kania shade se mu ye tuntum no ampepa mu ye na apepa ho hu ade wani no hu ade enti alhaji salamu alaikum anopay.
Oh, alaikum salam.
Say we are fine.
Oh, Ejana mo paibo ahode.
Dog. Ebie no. Ebie no. Ma nepa na mahudi ntia. Onfa nkramofoni aba.
Oh, David.
Tina nkramu Ramadan Yesu ye. Pe sichire kakra. Pe wo kakra. Pe kwadu kakra. Na Allah so say Allah so say upeswa kra wo de makramoni a. Achiri abrede onto nkran nti anopay etie ebie Herbal Clinic.
Na medase na medam ma me papa mo asime mo juma bubala. Yes.
Happy Ramadan kai.
Happy Ramadan, yes. Me se o modern na masere wo soro ahoden dia maye nyina se twedi ampo nyankopon ebe me ye ni suade hunu ne ye mpa ebo ya disre eduru nanim na wo maye de edi amaye enye ye nyina na yetimi etu de pon bi esi wo se ye di amaye ho ene oman no na se ye maame ye papa mo nkramofo ye dia na ye nso modern ne ye mo mabaso ne ye nta o machi no omonye de omonye ebie heba ena kakra me de metimi de meye de meye nam nim se wo soro be ye de ebe so mu na me koso a amwanya ho nti ase se dwumadie na eguso a ekoso ewo APA Herbal Clinic na da bia meka baba nkrofo na kompreni nipa ma eduru Ramadan adwuma nko duru Ramadan adnema nkoso eso ko APA Herbal Clinic da bia nipa ye dai ewo ho we chese trade ampo nyankopon dwumadi a APA Herbal osofo abrante media ni trade ampo nsa ye dai ewo etiba bibia la wo bia me de meka cho se ma brabo penya dai eni wanim na efa trene ye de enante na se ode trene enante na nukuredie edi wanim a se abrabo ni mu odi o se wiase ni mu o mre otwedi ampo nyankopon de obeye de edu betwa sa na tie edu bibia la wo a wo teme nka bibia la wo hwame frewu nua ma me papa oyonko na won tweme kasamfonyini na enipe fraso heba no ne chefe won se ne nsanye de enka ABA Herbal osofo ata osofo abrante osofo 3 days osofo rasta bunu ni Dr. Kunyina na wiase nyina agye no atum na yensi ne fom no na asa ne menya enkita hode ebiem no na so se doma ahinkro eho na aso kese no ewo ye wo brada jom apia kubi coast na kire ho pe ene ewo na obekuma senso a me wo kwada so edwinase market na ti ho a ena me wo wono mo afune ne mpatamu no ene ukue doctors ne wo Genesis FM premises ho a omo ye den omo bo adwuma e wo afo go so saa so na baabia ni efieda bia metrase wo adehye FM premises ho a e wo sehwi baabia ni enti sehwifo ni nyina e be hia me fiada e wo baabia ni adehye FM na kumase ene doma hinkro ye adwuma firi dwoda e kopem memenda kwasiada nkwa ne nyeden ye nya adwuma anopa no nsia e kopem anwumre no nsia ene kura de mese no nan ne fama chekura no num na mayede na matrase because no nan ne fa ne nipa ye fie ho yede Emma enti ama nanse metena sentem and baby be allow what time in baby a would show me what the answer will be Simon Tem na why day na waba would you Simon Tem na brasa be bet me assure mo nya kwa day ako ABA heba ye bama wo man no na me na meje o man na so na me dia bibidro etu yade krankro ase me aso ye o meto chemical bia wo ho o meto capsules bia wo ho zelop bia ni ho nsu aduro bia ni ho se obama so ye na wo se me ma wo nsu aduro na mia na me bowura kwa ye breto nko wa enu bran ha ma enko hina bena no na me dia ma wa ko se dido wa kono wa de ayede anom enya sa so asa enu bran na nkasa na masi aye ni sam powder a wo de ko fredi ani ayede edi koko na abedi awudi bi agum enkonya wudi bi ayede agum edro ne fantin ma fa mojam ebetre ma beye mo adwuma ebepetre ma kumtre nim kro abani ni so ba horo so mani na ayede ate ne pedie ni makwa ba bi biala yade bi ahinta bi edro ne be kwa akoyi na pie na ba beye hu adwuma ma so ho ayede ato ebie heba ena oba so ehwa eni gina efe kwa because be bia be fa bi adanse na obi ayede edi enne nipa hunu se 2 mini ahoden ye nu benamu na yede ewo edabi biala awo a wotime nka hyane nso se ABA heba me yade a me ye hu adwuma edoso yie pa na enam se maredel wo ani ehwemu nti ne yebo bidi ani yade ani na yede atato ne nyina ne se wie ye bremu me nam dia bibidro etu ani flase ewo abra me nye wo pressure me nse wo hweniwa me mfedo so yede enwu wani ne so memo wadro no ama ade akofredi ane ede edi koko awudi bi agum enkon awudi bi ede agum edro ne mfantini ma famojam ebetre ma beye mu adwuma ebetre ma kumtre ne mkro na abani nso ba horo so mani na ede atia ekwa enyede emmabiem edise wani ne so ye wisi eye okantan eye okusu eye okabisi eye osade ententan wo so no anopa wi anwumre wani ne so ye ofita sade ebo asie na tumirika na ni APA Herbal Clinic enyankita hodie na awurade mfam so no onye de omo say ye glaucoma cataract ete usu tumirika na ye de ebra awurade befam so ama yaresane fa hodie no wonsa ye de aka je number no usu betimi afre na de wonti ase no wa ye de wabisa number no eye 0531
0531
78 06 51 0531 78 06 51 and 0541 56 51 99 0541 56 51 99 APA heba ye numbers no osu betimi afena de wonti ase no wabisa work hospital doctor say eye ete na ehaw da bia meka me se ete ne yo mohudo mienu ye wode epie ani ni so ne ye wode epie ani nim tie ne ye work hospital doctor say eye ete na epie wani nim ewo akiri wo ye ho hwanye de enye ye ABA heba me kanfo aso ye ho de ama se bra na wo ba na me hwehwe mu ma me hunu se eye ete na epie wani nim a memu wadura ma de ko fredi ani adia eba be yi ete no epie ani ni so na na ne afiri so ama ani na ye de ate saa so na wo so wutie me ete no esi wani ni so ene wani batuntum ye hu na mama afita na age wani ni so ye de afa menye wo pressing me ma wadu sama ma de ko fredi ani adia eba be na ne ete no afiri ani ni so ama ani na te ekwa enye den emmabiem ebia wantem nkantem wani ni yakwa enu operation na yade na saye den ababiem tie nie da bia meka me se yade no eye ni yade so nya ni yade eye trim yade panimfo se ani bo ekotrim enti wani ni bonkum ka enchene ni fa so yede aka na yade ni wotrenim se wanya adu be yetrenim adwuma na akoyi ani ni kosiesie na asad betu trenim a enti se wayi preko afete chima bedwa no na asad na kwato atechena no efina no be saye de adore enti yade ni wotrenim se wanya adu be yetrenim yede adwuma eno na ABA heba makeka no brane hama enkohini ni abena bom aye no adusam se beji ko fredi anede edi enti wani no yakwa enu operation na yade na sa babie mu a enka chitumrika na ni ABA heba enyankita hodie etwa na abo wani ne so ekuro na abaso pressure abaso entine no yese ayemre yese wani ntine no atete eya no hwanyede enyeye bomode na ni ABA heba osofo abrante menyankita hodie na awurade mfam so no onyede omwa odia no eye glaucoma da bia meka me se glaucoma no akanfo frɛ ne hintafraye yade a ehinta esie nipa da krope na abese wani ne de ede ama akwasi buro ne se anu eni aduru ABA heba me moanya ho ntiate se bramaso na adanse nkrofo odi fa glaucoma ho no wo so bedi bi glaucoma ne kwa be na fa so eba na ede na edeba akwasi buro ni ma yenya ntiate se eyentini na da yetinin na sa entini no ena ma yani ne ya adwene nyankita hodie sa entini no pressure eba so a ena kofa sa ede glaucoma ne ede edeba na da bia meka bia me se entren da trenim wontime nhura ni nso na wontime nsoso ma ni nko trenim nkoye mu adwuma ene na meda bia me de kanea shade ye mfato ho de kyerɛw se kanea shade se fi ana esumbam ya pepam ne nyadam ya bepa ho kanea shade ni se fi ana esumbam na de ade bonso da de pepa shade ni ho aste so fi na esum na yedai ewom ba wo de ade bonso bepa shade ni insider wo so a blight na ehwɛ se de bia me kasa trane se ye nso kanea fan simpase ana kodwase sika ne dia so na ahwɛn ama obia no nipadua ne kanea ene ani etimatthew se ntrase ma wani tenu nya se nipadua ne nyamfa so bia nyade emfiri so wo wunti na APA heba osofo rasta me firi buno abepia santimema ne wonam me so eji wafiri wani frayade enti eye glaucoma bomode ne tu anamo na yede ebra je number ni bio ewa abra na nafia ede di aka air12 so na sene so semo diabetes hypertension stroke ni nyina eye bonus ewa so ye ho number eye 0502
0502
81
81
21
21
61 0502
0502
81 21 61 and 0541 56 51 99
ABA heba de bia yetna se ya na ye ka kire se wa ama ya so ye na se okopie mu ba bia obe ha wo ho esan se obetu sika tu agunti de bia ni uhia na ya ma wo hunu emfasode e wo ABA heba ma ye tu fu se bo mo de na bra na be pie mu ABA heba na be je wa ya resa e wo ho no mo esan se ye ba ye enche kwa afimu eni ne be pie mu kuma sasantemantem ha no mu se nanso e ba ye o ma na o mo ni afro mu hunu ade de bia me kasa o ma me abrewa na wo fie na ni afra na waka dem na enye na brofa ne bra ABA heba center so ye ho no meja ya resa emfri ho no mo esan se ye ba ye no o mo nya 65 70 55 ko ni nyina na eno mo ba ye no mo ni no na enhuna de abie mu no o mo ba ye na awade nam ABA heba basa so eno mu huna de obi ho no ma obakra mpa ye de ne to drop mu taxi mu ne de na ba obi ho a oba busua ni nyina so bi se na da agija na adwuma to ho no mo na odi na chi de ne ba isan so ono nko a ontumi mba e ma ne nye ye ba de drop ne de na ba nanso obaji ABA heba aduro ni bi kodru fi a ono mu a odi fra aduane na wodi odi fra ne koko na won odi adu na ochi mienu ko na oba abehu so no akasa na eba oba abeji edu ono a ene nam a oba na chese ABA heba ye bo adwuma pa obi omukro opie kwa na ye nwanwa isansa oba no ohunu hio nani ne fra kra efra kra be amfie nsia ebe amfie du ohunu hio odada mu na so obaji ye du no kodu fia na wochi mienu na wochi oba abeji edu ni bie ma oba ono akasa ene tutu tata oba obi oho a oba okuta poma utupoma ni kosi baabi na otu akosi baabi chese ohuna de ni yie na so bepie mu ABA heba ya so ye ho no mu a obaji edu ni kwa na wochi oba bie mu a oba na poma ne nka ne ho oba abehu so ono akasa na watutu atata bepie mu ho no mu enti da bia ni uhie ma hu nneema papa ye no ABA heba ya so ye ho no se ye ni yawe na ha wodi a ye kanfo ABA di ama osemfa nkọ baabi a enkotu sika ntumu da bia kan se to papa preko na wa amoka enti bra ABA heba na beje wani ayaresan efi ye ho no mu esan se ye nko na ye de bibidro ko agya ye mfra mu etie ni frayade etu ani frayade no ase a wohunu nanam biem e wa brabom da bia na me ka cho se wani mienu we se gusu kra na ye de ena toda na ye de ba ko da no mienu na ba ko befra anane mienu nyina bedum ene e basa wa so ba ye hye e wa brabom abusua ni nyina adan wo ma me papa abusua ni nyina adan tintina mo wani emfra minua driver ni awutie ye enipam kwa ekura wansusu hu hia ma abusua no enti se wani no how bia baso a enya hu mini adaje bra ABA heba eduro ni ede ma no kodura wo kwa adwuma eno ani se bi kuta na ade kọ anopa to okoko ade kakra gum na wudi awia wo to aduan ade kakra afra na wonnom enti bo amade na bra ABA heba na beji ayaresa efi ho no misan se ni die efi ye ti be pem ye morwe no ye ni padua ni nyina hu ehia na emom ye ni ya ade ehu hia ye esan se wo kan ye adum a efi bebo ABA heba ehu atam na ye
efie bebo wontiri ne tu anamo na ye de ebra na ma men kire wo se ye sori so na ye sori so mu a HIV mu wa no aba mu moja mu no mu a HIV mu wa no aba mu moja mu nyina mu ntum de kana mumla diabetes hypertension stroke fo ni nyina eye bonus ye de ewa so ye ho oba be fa ni free enti wu tie me na se eye hepatitis na how ulcer na how diabetes na how hypertension ankasa na how tumirika na ni ABA heba emenya nkitan odie infections ankasa ema na asabi kafra che sabi ahemfie wa se be ma ne ba wo kwa wonye de o ma biem no munyina muntum ni kamera ma ye do won aso bia wo de kofla wo na ye de edi emema no so mampo ne guso epo atuma beji bi kofla ku bensuo no beji bi kono ye de eno mbosome na otumi no begina so se de abrante edi bia la wo bia hya ne so se doma hinkro ye wo bena de dwom apia ku bi coast na kire ope ene ye wo obekuma senso a me wo kwada so edwinase market na chi ho a ena me wo afo go so fuo nyina me se ene ya oko Genesis F ma doctors no ho omo ye adwuma efiada munhia me wo adehye FM e wo se hwi baabi ani tominika na bra na twedi aponyankopon ne nsa nye ti ase nye dai enso oje ebie ba wagye me so se wonyame nsa ye dai ewom awurade nyankopon enka ho onmo mo a onyu fresh ani nsuem omna wo fon pempem a wo srabenhia ene dai na twa bi tie ne ehia enkoma hodi mu a ye de asda na ye amade di konkuragide fo anyem so se amen.
Right, yeda sofo ata ase sofo ata no ABA Herbal Clinic yeto so ede amamu ye twa ye ho na yaje aboafo eho ensem kakra bi aka ho ye ba dwumadie no ebeto aso ede amamu Pepsodent Charcoal Pepsodent Herbal Toothpaste aposia ye didiama aduane akohye sim na moawa ene ye betena na dwumu ayada na oma be fifie sinima jakaka ewa sinim omo ba be say sene so ama ye seno fita na ye no kala no asesa na ede o happy ede abre nti Pepsodent Charcoal ne Herbal Toothpaste ebe boa ye papa eno ne ede twi ese a yesi ye fita eme ye sini nya ahoden eme ye gam enya ahoden ewia na ja enka eham enso ede amai a ede efri enum ne kasa nipa ho a wo ma pinise omne ebe bon komode bia Pepsodent Charcoal Herbal Toothpaste fluoride natural charcoal lemon mint zinc ewo mum afei so green tea ne eba extra teka ho enti se de maka no ema yese no enya ahoden mapana yenum so ayehwan pa Ghana Dental Association ajatum Pepsodent Charcoal Herbal Toothpaste yemfa bi entwi ese eofie Pepsodent every smile matters Amin Scientific Hospital ese for stroke bra for fertility issues awonsem fabra fire chronic disease or infection fabra na ode ba yebe na ye fro e de ama stroke ade no yade ha adwene papa account wa untumi nya bibia e wasase so entu ba no na ware hyemu se yebe san mo asore no anante ofa na ajojo no ebenya hoɔden na watumi e de adi dwuma bia obese odi edi kuma se atwema tachiman kwada so fo ase kwan so na yewo 18 other branches ewo Ghana ewo nyina okwa ubenya yaresa enche bogawa bibia ni akra takra de tamale atebubu nkoko sunyane ho sehwide biso ena hohoi ye number edidi juma 0277 00 1234 0277 001234 Bosomtwe Rural Bank PLC or my loan na yedi akodi ejuma asema sifie ye pesika so ano nkwada na bia school ye pesika tio school fees eye na abafie chesa asembia atowa sikanu ho a upesika ede aso ano no Bosomtwe Rural Bank PLC na ebeji skani bi yama salary loans yama agricultural loan yama business and commercial loan sika yade ma na de atrewa adwumam anaso de bi adwuma no head office e okontena se atonso agogo jache kokofu trader ahenema kokoben edwena se ebu akwa atonso bokura putoja magazine afiakobi ene abinchi market ho nyina ye ho free nani endin komo 0508 642705 Bosomtwe Rural Bank PLC expert in unit banking. Amen saint when you Kangen and Magic drinking water amen they are kind of once a year Kangen and Magic drinking water ensure alkaline water ensure na emienu ye acidic water ye alkaline water acidic water no ennom nko ni padua ni mede ha bebrel ni nya ni say ensure enka hwempa ewo se yede ade ye sine ma ye pepa yede bi dware na yede bi so ahuru nkukom ni ade no eno eni ensuo no dwumadi ewo se di na nka anu ma akalan water no kwemu nanso entisa nipa bebre anu no ma acidic water no ama se akofo how e de abro mu nkrofo du na cancer te omo so a ensu boni a omo no me e na akofa sa ade na ba onum Kangen energy drinking water cancer ade ebi enyan empo acid edoso oni pediemu a ekɔ flash system ni mu na yi acid ni nyina e de afrim enso minerals bi te se calcium magnesium potassium iron ewo mu onomu a eboa mani pedia ni nyini from liver akoma o kidney obebo ho ban a non kangen energetic drinking water Brahma UGC Tafuni Road Abawaru Junction and afa so oko Lizzie Hotel Santase Runabout Pakiki Ewo Stadium afa sumankwan ne Junction enso ewo Aston ho nyina no kwa ubenya enso ebi na oso watumi ato for 0241 44 9191 0241 449191 Apomuden Herbal Clinic ko Apomuden so ye eni yade no ombe hama eni yade bi te se glaucoma high pressure cataract syphilis long and short sightedness ombe he na wani no wate na ehu ade yi okwa Apomuden no unim se ulcer yade wo mo he gonorrhea omo he candidiasis omo he waist pain any goiter friend compound eho nyina akwa ombe tu ase e de amakoma so for life soldier for kwan so many Assemblies of God are sorry no ena edi animhwe kwan ne koje ayaresa 0551098961 0551098961 ene Apomuden endi enkomo medemu tu fa ewramu otakwa ena afe kuna junction ye kwa e Augustine Marble Stone ena ye ka ehun sempa e de achew ye ka Marble Stone a e ya na ona ma hu se ye de abo aye ewo bi hu kama as a design ebi obi asinifi abronsan sro no ubon se ono de osi on pepet na o de Marble Stone abo ya hyehyɛ kama oho uhu obi swimming pool uhwemu a ye de abo yi bi a design mu kama obi okra osi school o de sa Marble Stone yi bi ahyehyɛ ne kama na ye fefefe no ani je ho a be ba cho mo nyina omkofa e di free Augustine Marble Stone na unim se Marble Stone no ye wa hodo bebre ye wo de design swimming pools ye wo de ye wo ho adwuma ye de kan ye de tiling what I say ye wo de sidan ye wo de schools and sorry any building project bi a wo ye no open Marble Stone a me ba cho e Augustine Marble Stone e ho e na ode wani e che omo no omo classic any contemporary designs a wo mo ehwe so ama sa stones bi na ode akodi ujuma experience workers wo ho no ma e bi a wato stones yi opeso omo di wachi na omo ko hyehyɛ ma se de be ya design apɛ no e be fe e de amawa for ani chom e wo ma so e takwa omo e wo ho e na face Kumase Kuna Junction also womo e wo ho from 0540 415616 0540 415616 0596 396483 0596 396483 omo ye nationwide delivering to free na bia on to me map omo asoe ya omo ede eye stones no ebeba ba bia wo bia ede ama grow fine herbal tonic mojadro onomu a udidi ye odaye mojadro onomu a ema unya ahoɔdene wabra wasɔre anopa mojadro ema ni titi onomu a menstrual disorder menstrual pain eyawo a ewo nsebu achi ene nsebu ensisi so man ene nsebu eba moja ne tu bro so ni nyina eyi ede efiri ho ede man vitamins ahodo meboa nipadua no ebenya ahoɔden ba bi eto no man mu abenya bi ato digital bar clinic Kumase Amakom Runabout Omben Bank of Africa eho na grow fine adro no dodo na offer 0244 5965 32 grow fine makes you grow fine there is sorry no edek SM Betes libido atinka ni be peja nom edek SM Betes ni bi eyi sisi ade free ho low sperm count beko premature ejaculation and also ebeko herbal shop chemical shop across the country edek SM Betes no bebre ewo ho for 0243 989 368 0243 989 368 and 0201 044 221 so no eto aso ede amamo.
Thank you so much. Yenin kongo.
Okay. UEFA Champions League never so too. Now, I think the biggest story had to do with Inter Milan. Last season in the final and the fact that Bodo Glitter me ababe yo me free. Nah, to I raise a lot of conversation over baby. That is one major discussion I'm on for here about Inter and what happened. So we're in Inter Milan this season. They are still on top of the Italian Serie A. So on that angle, no, maybe Simone Inzaghi job more on a 100 games so Tonio man drop here, and chances of Inter so moji the Italian Serie A was so looking at how they are playing. But the big question is what happened in the UEFA Champions League, and you still struggle to get answers. So to back the first leg now, only two just say the pitch had an effect on them as a club. Say away near AstroTurf no and so the belief was that okay, now that you've put the blame on the AstroTurf, what will happen at your famous San Siro? And a back-to-back defeat. It's quite surprising. Christian Kivu to Waleti down. Now, Bodo will be stubborn. We are looking at how deep this run Nebeko. Monaco be back in the days, Anamzu to Kylian Mbappe, Bakayoko, now when Fabinho, Radamel Falcao, Sanko rediscover and form. Benjamin Mendy to almost surprising even eliminating Pep Guardiola and then the Manchester City team. No, they did their best, but then there was the story of Ajax. Ajax to be another giant killer until Pochettino, the Spurs team. No, that Ajax team too. It looks like majority of the players life after Ajax and Shada Nkuya Momo. Also, on no nana. I wanna not delete Wobi. Delete was part of that squad. Obenya Frankie de Jong. To that same squad, no. Na Obi say Van de Beek. The Oba Manchester United, yeah, Ebe and Sembibri. He was also part of that particular squad. Tadic, Hakim Ziyech, Giek Bema Ebebachi Osi Bamzutu. Yeah, who do you see? Now he is with Raja Casablanca, Morocco. Mutu Matthias de Ligt. Wako Bayern Munich, Wako Juventus, to Aba Manchester United. Still now, baby, I na projecting so be run when you run. Frankie de Jong is a bit stabilized. Club a friend Barcelona for now, and he's doing his own thing. As say what say, okay, ne career ne coming to light. Me to be kana David Neres cancer squad no, obeko Portugal nye, and now as a under Conte with me rediscover the form kakra ama ne oma timi ekuye man. And that Ajax team also had their round Juventus, Madrid, and eventually Spurs ekuye omo frame. Lucas Moura hat trick no eko set eko change the table. Even the coach in Erik ten Hag make a big move to Manchester United and farm man to Obeko Leverkusen early in the season be Jan Quine. So that promising squad now say maybe a project almost mobile take over, they could not take over, but they had a successful Champions League story. Able to AS Roma Subeyebi, Beka that Roma squad omo Barcelona Firmino, a boy be do the semi. And now the big question among Fubis I say, Bodo Asha Atletico Madrid, watch Manchester City, why back to back against Inter Milan. What is the next step for them? Almost that special run ni biemana. The last special run from a side that we didn't expect much from, I lead to something wonderful of FC Porto with Jose Mourinho. That squad and omne Monaco Champions League final. Didier Deschamps has coached for Monaco. Jose Mourinho has coached for FC Porto. After that, that surprise element. I had the traditional sides. You talk about a club like Manchester City, but City was boiling because now City did Premier League for almost 4 times and San Mobabe the Champions League. And for you to dominate the Premier League from Roberto Mancini to Manuel Pellegrini to Pep Guardiola, and as our coaches in the Manchester City, Ababeje Champions League, they winning it for the first time, was not a surprise because Mutono Mako final. Akusia Tuchel's Chelsea Amaka have a Tashegu Eyomefumoto no Mako semis. So City element in surprise. I hope as a man for you today, okay. Look at PSG. It was a new winner. But PSG was a
so we are just at the 116 stage. And story likely to face either Man City or Sporting CP. And
not so much City.
That was, you see, that was at Bodo Glint. Omanya the opportunity of a second leg.
The man come on here.
And it was a struggling City team.
Oh, okay. I still have my doubt about the Manchester City team. But to the man come on here say they are so compact.
And those teams are difficult to play.
Exactly. Say or no ball knockout. Maybe I'll be called home first because City will have the advantage if they are playing City. Because the City can qualifying, so they will have the advantage over any side if they are falling below him. Yeah. That's the second leg advantage. Yeah. Now what will happen is that if they beat you in the first league, first of all, they have that inner belief that they can beat you because of my be paying. So that confidence to play with you. So our fear factor now, traditionally Manchester City, you are not going to have that now. They will now have that inner belief. If you are beating Inter, Menya sure says something can boost your confidence than beating Inter home and away. So it makes them a side that coaches are going to struggle.
So it's either City or Sporting CP, I'm sure.
But even if it's Sporting, I trust them. Sporting being end to end, City being end to end. And how compact and unknown these boys are. You say the chemistry is there because majority of them almost have could run national team. So the understanding, the bonding is there.
Okay.
So that could be there could be a tricky side with Obet Miha. No, so yes. They look like a dark horse. Exactly. Based on the Omoyen and say no. No to Adimola Lukman so here Jumano. No to Adimola Lukman successfully at me Let's Go Madrid team Juma Biamiso too. And there was this trending video of Diego Simeone, how the players after the game now shake you biana. Drew Adimola Lukman so you could see that coach I say when yana jenkwa. Lukman is a wonderful player. And we are just hoping some consistency between my Juma on the game. No, Atletico Madrid needed to qualify him so to come fairly Ayabasa. Now, and then Madrid I still stick my neck out for Madrid. The stadium, the tension involved in the Vinicius Junior racism issue, Nankasano, enough motivation for Madrid to make sure that they will clear a club Efreno, a Benfica. On say, and can just say Eba back Nbenya and one element, but the comments on Vinicius Junior, we say one said the laugh from the neutrals after that comment, you know, to just say he was defending his player because who tell Jose Asemna, he just want to say that. As at this point, there's no evidence as to who is right or wrong. Because a nipa mienu na asemesi omontem and obia or the oka. Prestiani say one kasa, Vinicius your kasa. But the amount of food Jose niye, when he introduced the fact that said why always Vinicius, that caption he said, as a word ye, they be alco baby alco ya dear koshem kofu bufuama and kofu reacted. And that didn't go down well with a year most people.
But that's a legitimate comment.
It is. Said and I make earlier because why always you? And now they make us say Jose has been somebody in the midst of a lot of controversy. So if that person is giving you some form of advice and but people expected more from him. Once at the last time Vincent Company TN apart. Press conference are basically by a Kobobo and Vinicius assembly a bim. But to say it took a huge swap at Jose Mourinho. And that one no. Ebema Stadium why intense.
Okay.
I think Madrid need to bounce. But over the weekend, Madrid lose you to Osasuna. So now people are looking at the new manager bounce. Is it that the energy is expiring and I say the energy is draining out and there are critical questions for Madrid in terms of the structure, the egos of the players.
All right, so thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
To the next
okay, Zach.
So the Bodo Glimt story is an interesting one. A very small city. Almost stadium comes 8,000 BB capacity in terms of the size. Now last year, their story now. Last year they played in the semi-final of the Europa League. Tottenham the year free the semi-final, and more ended over there. And this season, mobile room in the Champions League. Now to the amount of story no, an interesting one is only say. You bought 4 matches in the Champions League, you know. Now, just say, because the last 2 games number in the Champions League, you know, now you're at home to Man City and away to what's the name? Atletico Madrid. And the story was oh, we be a dream. They are out because they need miracle. Boroglit at the 9 points and qualify to shall send you. And I said, on first 4 games, no more 3 points. 3 points in a draw means from their first 4 games. And on my last 2 games, they needed a miracle. And not only miracle, but also among other teams to lose by huge margins. For example, Olympic Marseille. On 9 points at the ban, also Marseille lose big. Pafus Munina, Royal Union Saint Germain Munina, no. On 9 points, but now say, we need to get miracle from somewhere, or we lose as on qualify. And playing City and Atletico, no be say any year because you can't get 6 points. Which is how one of the guardian home power we are say, Boroglet Ecobo City and Atletico between 6 points from those games, no. But they got it and qualified to the playoff. They are against Inter Milan. Currently the league leaders. Only the AC Milan 10 points. No points get to. Only the Milan 10 points. That was Serie A anymore. And this season, they are not even the best team in Norway. Norwegian league no Viking Nigeria. So it was the second best team in Norway against the league leaders in Italy. Now my bomb home and away frame. The story is an interesting one. And now you share how the Friday in Yamadoma and the match in Friday, who they will play, the Sporting or Man City. I think it will be an interesting one. And Champions League, no, and then I may share Jenny any road. No, based on what happened on Friday, you bet me City Arsenal playing 5 times in April. What follows are there? No,
follow it.
Oh, it depends on baby Ubefa. That is Friday. If you follow one road, what it means is after a run of 16 for no. If this is in every year, they will meet at quarterfinal stage. If they move for one road, it means already on 3 games in April.
Number for one road.
The draw no better. Say where do you find that is?
New draw.
Who say Nkomodini ni edike na me. Into wonder. The Boroglet story is an interesting one. Into between City and Sporting, who they play. Now you're moving on from that angle over there. So, yeah, man, games now Ebekoso in the Champions League. Now, so the big ones are the story between Galatasaray and Boboko Fomo Juventus. Juventus elusu the first leg, 5-2. I will take you on. No. In the history of the Champions League, only 47 teams losing first leg 3 or more goals in the history of the Champions League. 47 teams losing first leg 3 or more goals. And so out of those teams, only 4 in the team overturning the second leg overturning the score line. 18 Sibaya. Okay, 2004. Ebia also Milan the team. Almost shared Deportivo 4-1 in 2004. Omko and Deportivo La Corona Eguomo 4-0. Eyomo Free in 2004. That is the first one. Yenya Biomono 2016-2017. Okay, PSG Barcelona. Almost on first leg 4-0. Then almost 6-1. Even though that like a VR1 because I can't win possible most of the penalty goes almost na papa but omujamu oh say Nkomodini edi any chechere nsem mu and omunyamu qualification edi free PSG nsano 2017-2018 okay the famous commentary the Greek God of Rome by Peter Dury na Barca Roma beat Roma 4-1 in the first leg. The Roma overturned the scoreline 3-0 at Stadio Olimpico. And the last one, 2018-2019, Barcelona beat Liverpool 3-0. Then Liverpool overturned it 4-0. So out of 47 teams, I only a cut 3 or more every second leg, only 4 in it overturned the scoreline. And the man, the Juventus, as against Galatasaray. And Gala have only lost 1 in their 7 meetings against Juve, and that defeat to 2-1. That's called when you qualify. Yes, they have never won an away game in Italian soil, but they don't need to win in the Italy because already they match 5-3, 5-2. They lose 1-0, 2-0. They've qualified. They qualify. And then the Ejumana was a Juve no, and then more. I'm saying Italy for one day no, one shada and Nadi. So to a bad thing for Juve to be able to overturn that scoreline and qualify. And Yanko for Gala to qualify, even though they may lose. So, but any scoreline a bit you free and so on. Then you benya any more once benya Italian teams in training in a coffee. No more free Champions League because quite one number so no.
Now come on anyway. Juve no.
And Atalanta almost call 2-0 first leg against Dortmund. Nti almost na nkwanso mukufi ya na sa. Nti enya won say Italy for nya no ende omogene ni be ende e wo UEFA Champions League no. Madrid and Benfica them so I think say the last 23 times but Madrid win any form of win about Fabia no they've qualified on 22 occasions. And the City in Kwana team akwa you film after omuko win first leg no away. It's how difficult the job is for Jose Mourinho and then those on the bench because of the record now. What he in the first leg or Portugal no. The Prestiani story also comes in. Even though or Portugal because almost on my appeal. Sorry, or Spain on my appeal. And to him how the verdict send the quarantine or and no and no training ground with El Banabao and Somato would just on Bobo and see so too. I think I like it like that because Obobia and Quebec critique unnecessary atmosphere be El Banabao because no do airport to Crampono. Osha chant and of course how Madrid supporters no more na idea hygiene. So too any idea Mourinho. I expect Madrid to win 2 or 3 difference now in Yamako and Spain. I will do so. The Arsenal. The odds favors them to go. PSG will qualify over Monaco. Already the 2 last season finalists about qualifying. Recently, I didn't pass a bubble final or final view. Recently, you get Real Madrid, be a Manchester United, when you Liverpool. And why they Manchester United? About final view.
Was it recently?
Back to back final.
It is always recently.
Also 2008 recent, 2008 2009 recently.
Now what we recently if you as a career man. If you only inquire baby no 20 years ago, 20 years.
And recently.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to invest in it.
A team being trained with military mindset. Bodo Glim team. So too. Okay, say about a month ago, Nana make baby omu free, and the baby omu baby drew. Omojani na starting it. Na baby omojani ni start free. Maybe there many opportunity to work them even before omobesha some of the top sides in Europe. That was around 2021-2022 season. It's a mayor writer. Milan with Stefano Pioli, in the Europa League. Now, omobo just one leg because of the COVID. The movement year draw now. Venue Albania, you know, now the only meeting was San Siro. Omo can't take it 2 goals lead. And Milan Besha is it 3-2 or 4-2. The star of the show, Jean Peter Hege, no share the first goal the Maomono. Watching the team carefully, remember that first question I want to say. Game here course in Tisekoye neutral grounder. And Omudi can share Milan 2-0. Milan bet me a survival. Tonight Milan survival sa game no boy no. Nejina home na Milan boy no. And yes Milan into me. Fast forward. How much share teams I can say are fine, especially at their home. Then last season, even last season before Ombebo Tottenham Hotspur, in the quarterfinal of the Europa League, Omune last you film. Lazio either grade 2 or grade 3 European club. And we had the size of Bodo, now had the size of Lazio. Now say, Otini Lazio born in a knockout game, now we Lazio Frima, or make it a big case. Within this same period, at a point, Otini eliminated FC Porto, not the film. Porto is a traditional European side. Last season, Krano, said no Manchester United in the group. The only game they careful am to nenye enough from.
Enye via ne ade.
On the magazine via. Only game ni yabu sa de ne enough from. Enti almost story no, remember about that. A team a omo rem free baby omo free ba. Ene baby omo ko. My final time to read story about them. We were even their city. So the total population of the city is around 42,800. It's a chess of to become Fele San Siro. A croning now. Says a sacro money now, more chromono. Said Omu Koit Lenra, so Omogo Fele Stadium now. They cannot even fill some San Siro. Nipa 42,800. And about 25, 26 of them as players. True history. Sanyoma we see obomu. Enyesia people will analyze it. Everything for Alpha free the same manga, but Inter deal with them too. You cannot use Inter Milan. Yes, you can use other Italian teams, but not Inter Milan. Last 3 seasons of the Champions League, Inter bomu final 2. It's the only team that say was intenti the Italian league. Inter check clearly. Say league na man focus a league na ba form no. Omo Inter Milan there, they are able to compete with the best in Europe. And yes, anka 3 seasons omo team Champions League final 2. But sometimes a drew point to be up to teams in Ketwa almost shock ya kese. ABC.
But you raise that point. What would you also argument? No? Sir, to use this to conclude, that the Italian league has lost a spark. This same Inter, they have been in the final on 2 occasions. Yeah. And so they also play in the Italian league. Now the club are 18 back, maximum 2 energy day.
Italian league is finished.
So for instance, a country be acquired there are 1 or 2 teams on the Champions League. If you go to Spain,
and energy per se by competing at the highest.
But they were in the finals on 2 occasions.
Yes, and
so just last year at this time. No, they say the international near they go compete.
So Felix on the and just say no other Italian team. Anna air competing.
So if that's the argument. So my question is, enough basis to say that the Italian league is declining.
They name a lot of.
Already, before
you continue. About the Italian national team, and currently there are struggles in the World Cup. Almost every 10 years, an Italian team did the Champions League. But the last 10 years, no Italian team not the Champions League. So I want to make fair free. See, I can see a few more too. You bought Champions League from 1955, 1956. By 1962, that means the first 10 years, na AC Milan aje. Inter Milan beje 63, SA beje 64. Etwaso. Then Ubeba 1968, na AC Milan beje. Then Ubesa ba mzutu. They faded off, but Juventus baba in 84. Juve G 84, na AC Milan ba 88 and Arrigo Sacchi. No agenda back to back. No aba na Juventus asan ba beji biem. Na AC Milan aba beji. Then now oba era 2000s from AC ba beji and sana Inter ba beji. So almost every 10 years biano. Maybe from the 70s work akra ba 80 more no mo fade off. But almost every 10 years biano, every decade biano, you see 1 or 2 Italian teams winning the Champions League. Okay. But the last Italian team to win the Champions League was 2009-2010 Inter Milan. After that,
recently.
After that, from 2009 2010, there we are talking about almost 15 Champions League now. This is about 10 years.
That's right.
My statement, you know, I entice me say if Inter Milan game on boy to make conclusion of the Italian league, I made a mistake. Yes, you can talk about other clubs how they have failed to perform, but Inter there, whilst playing in the same league, too, or much as almost standard, no, among the top clubs in Europe the last 3 seasons. Okay. Meaning said the American, what's Masia? It's yent me for Inter game name no bodo show mono to make quick conclusion. What tell you Juventus because recently Juventus in performing the Champions League. You cannot use Atlanta because Atlanta is not a traditional Champions League side. Atlanta best level Europa. Yes, among your position to qualify from the Italian League above Champions League. But Onyetima they say Juventus are Champions League, AC Milan are Champions League, Inter Milan are Champions League. No more failing to deliver. Almost standard no. Atlanta almost standard no. Because Atlanta what Champions League now to do quarter final or semi final. Say the mobile celebrating no. It is said the Milan are Inter the Champions League.
Okay, so where basis for anybody to say the Italian league is in trouble?
Oh, maybe dear, this is my point. When you follow the European game, and from different angle. And your first time SNA. There are period a league, one league beba. No be dominated the Champions League.
But we off for 10 years.
Omunya off for 10 years.
They've not won it for 10 years.
Yes. You want to say 3 seasons ago, in the Champions League semi-final, we had 2 Italian clubs in the semi-final. Yes, I know they have their challenges. Especially when you go to difficulties, they are a man for fine dientia. Adia na wunim yem rebi atwam no, and they won't me. And then I make people were raising a year about even the kind of stadium Italian clubs, the type of training that they do. But one thing I've come to realize, and say, Italy as a nation have their star, and are more diverted from their star of play. The Jodian name Italy, so many years. How they defend? Spain born or more born and then Spain possessing football. Spain has been Spain since then. Since they will control the game. Take an example: 1994 World Cup, Italy versus Spain. They Luis Enrique they dominated the game, but the difference between them and Italy is the foundation of every Italian side, whether national team or club football, is their defense. Inter team here comes to Tomorrow Champions League final the last 3 seasons, you know. Their biggest strength is their defense. Only Inter here. After Inter, the last Italian team to play in the Champions League final was Juventus. What was their strength? BBC. The olden days Milan, or the infant say, even under Berlusconi, for Juventus, the strength of the team was their defense. Italy are moving away from Sardiano and trying to chase other country games. There's almost style of the ball. Etine, pick the recent youth championship Ayabo and what the Italian national team. The last under 17 World Cup, Italy were in the semi-final. The last under 20, they were in the semi-final. And they have been one of the best side when it comes to European Youth Championship. But the problem is, players you boss our tournament team. A better no money opportunity to compete at the highest level. Like when Totiba ball Japan 93. After Japan 93, straight away we were Roma first team. When Del Piero from Padova ever ball Italian 91. By 1993-1994, Del Piero was playing for Juventus, understudying Roberto Baggio. And then all these young players, Mr. Two, the Italian coaches are even afraid to give them chance. So for Inter, even the attack this season, the the best among inter attackers. Revelation of the season. Esposito. But how many times on more manable? It's maybe the say, yes, Italy have their challenges. And they need to change a lot of things. But Obiam Zoto, who follow the European gamer, see, if we were in the 70s and early 80s, when Liverpool dominated the European gamer, Kasabre no Kabaka say other leagues in Yadi. Time the Italian clubs dominated the European game from 1990. Is it from 1993? Milan ball final. 94 Milan ball final. 95 Milan ball final. 96 Juventus ball final. 97 Juventus ball final. 98 Juventus ball final. You might even think say other leagues no kwano munyade. When you are into competitions, and your money see. Eti ene zoto ebane ye kan. Now the fans of the Italian game no magia too. Say the other leagues are performing, but when we are a student of the European gamer, they told him say they are at a point. They are the top 4 leagues, particularly the top 3 leagues, the Premier League, the La Liga, and the Italian Serie A. Dane into at a point to be dane kaka. And the games near Barcelona. Emre zutu yeninka so. Na mera ho kaka. And now make kind story be say Real Madrid for say baby Mourinho bet na could be a problem. Mourinho ba Bernabeu.
Baby bet be problems say.
Baby on be man atena kura man ahwebo ni be
kura. There security issues ni ade. Nene say baby bet na say.
Mourinho o Madrid asem ne kan yo. You can hate Jose Mourinho. But where baby of Real Madrid free. You got a point in terms of the Real Madrid won't mean compete. Mourinho and a buyer, and he started building Real Madrid foundation at a more level like any moment. About competing with Barcelona after Champions League, Real Madrid team most semi-final, not Real Madrid a semi-final. Akenea etiaka say, yes, Abelua Real Madrid coach, but it's like Real Madrid that only coach. I can't see a linky coaches be to Real Madrid job now. I saw Ancelotti abako. And I'm a boy. But Mourinho called Santiago Bernabeu now. Real Madrid for so a cassette yam. Nti akunya kro betina so no e betia a problem. Omuntimi guarantee ni safety. How? Asem na den. Asem na den. Tutu asem na den pa.
Directed box we director ho.
Na de be ka ba directors no. Asem na den a ese ehwe ne ka ne yi. Because Mourinho adi yuma ko no Real Madrid nye se ne so mutriti no. Na mianim no ko ni ade Real Madrid for ye no. Tutu enye. Game. Bautie Vincent Company. I'm say journalist ne kubisa no. The best comment is the Tomatis will be after the Stadio de Lou incident no. Vincent Company then and or addressing Mourinho ye pa. Must be a that should be a national person at area. The Vincent Company de Mourinho before a weekend by Munich or game or more a boy.
I don't say what is saying.
Oh, sir, now Mourinho say Benfica is not a racist club to be tagged as a racist club. Na club or more produce Exubio. So, what's the Exubio story? So, it looks like Mourinho club will need the tradition of the club that he's coaching. So, what I say, we need the story of Black Panther Exubio and Portuguese footballer. You not make that comments and. How is the two players are suffer, especially black players? And Nipa now no answer question is a black in Vincent Company, especially when it comes to football. Yes, sometimes Vinicius Junior is annoying, and you cannot take that one away. But move to a leveler, and they be a real safe group, and they be a boko. Somebody at a point in his career, so to what Ballon d'Or. Then. You didn't see what because of a celebration. You didn't attempt because of the color. Then Mourinho comes out to support it. How?
One thing is sure, Mourinho will respond to company. In Chakra. Why
or can I say, do you know what black players had to go through in the 1960s? That's responding to okay, Subio.
There's a better Mourinho.
Oh, see Subio. I see Bianca. Okay, say you know he went through.
With a widow one kind.
Oh, I can't be actually. We have one power on team responded and I say, as a more yato. Edi Bama Wada, as I say, to the game, near Barcelona. Benfica chance of qualifying to the next stage of the Champions League is slim. Reason is say politically UEFA wiki no more that. How to even cite these players to play at the famous Santiago Bernabeu will be very difficult. Real Madrid so yes, Omonya a good weekend was as soon as 2-1. But when it comes to a game of Makwa we are winning in the first leg, you don't expect Real Madrid to lose at home. It's Mama Real Madrid 3. Possibly 3-1 or 3-0. It was our game. PSG's Monaco, so one first leg, 3-2 in favor of PSG. With this result, it's difficult. Monaco will 10 over 10, 3-2 defeater. PSG did more home. PSG are top of the French league, but this season share than a good season. Sometimes football, we coach players who were virtually like yes, they have talent, but not more unknown players. And Luis Enrique do coaching count on the Champions League. And then these players coaching them has become very difficult. Giving them even instruction. Crab abayedin. Omoye di omope. And only problem with PSG season, but I don't think it will affect you game against Monaco. It's my PSG 2-0 over that game. Juventus and Galatasaray. It's a game where Kajuve formed in the league about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And a comedy game where can be sure say first half Juve might go with 2-0 in the first half, then second half number will be a game. But more recent results the two money difficult to predict Juventus and they will try as much as possible to give us a Champions League night. I'm to Ayana miracles at Tessie. But I dare back Galatasaray war any scoreline say 3 goals difference So Juve push a 3. We are sure say yes, sure say you game Galatasaray enya buto simen bia. Ono kwa said you sit here Ebi obesha 1 bi dia Galatasaray. Enti Mamema Juve 2-1 ewo that game. Then Atlanta against Borussia Dortmund. Let me hear Borussia Dortmund. When you say the whole season the German Bundesliga, I'm losing just 1 game.
I'm not picking form super lately.
And Babanya lead on 8 points.
That draw does. Draw does.
Omobo against Borussia Atlanta. Omunye good side this season when it comes to away games. But I don't mean sure say Atlanta so that experience. Say Gasparini in a team bench because they know develop the European experience.
Yeah.
But Rafael Palladino there. Unisa magic na nyumre muzoto obetimi dia dane bibi. Enti that game so mamen call Atlanta 1 and then Borussia Dortmund 1.
Okay. Thank you. Solo
boss. Anti ye call Lovic group of companies. Now unim say Super Lovic phones. Phones any accessories ye use over the years obi aja tum say no and home appliances ahodo wo mo na amaye bia efie asetena ayefo ediama TV, fridge, iron, blender, fan, air condition, washing machine, burners, and many more. There we use ofia ebuama asetena no emuyefo edema Super Lovic a group of companies omo ena edini nyina edi emayadum Prudential Plaza and Chokejetia, Womum Eben MTN PZ, Womni CBG Bank Nidian and Sofoline Station or Kejetia, Morocco Tech Junction, Womoho, and a face Sunyani Obuasi Techima Accra Tamale, Bogawa, any other regions across the country, Okoha, Super Lovic group of companies, Wom Elho, Jefon Sinibi, Neji Home Appliances, Na Ebebwao, 0501 635620. 0501635620 and at 0501635621. Power Specialist Herbal Hospital, the 9-time award winner for hepatitis B. Hepatitis B are there or the fat power swear or better ede ama hepatitis B, C and A, fatty liver, oye ho adwuma, prostate enlargement, immune system, ubenya supporter, power specialist, Herbal Hospital, yama me adua asem, and I make an no ebi SK, eno stomach upset, liver keno, and for liver related diseases, and I face with jirikajiri, eno mema edro, eno no the mixture no, enum capsules ne beboapa, ama enema koye, edi ama oral leading herbal shop. Pharmaceutical shop across the country, ubenya power specialist, nupano, ebi, Accra, Kwabenya ACP Kwine, so power specialist, Omo bus stop, and a Kumasi Feyase, Bosomche Kwine, so a Daya Junction, and also be Homo, El Hotakrade, and RG Estate, I bear Hantama Rabank, 0244 544 422, and a 0200 383831. Not only power specialist, Eddie and Como, Gingermed, Dental Clinic Limited, 10 year pa. Atade. Yeje edi tukwan obetimi akwaji obi enwi ebi asabi obi we gawache now they are show ti so now they are call program na emom ya meka se esen no ye ntimi nkoyi obi die megu anum enti brebia na wo so ose no oma no eyefe na enya ahoden okọ Gingermed Dental Clinic Limited a omo ye examination consultation no ma hwe esen problem bi e how no won betu ase de amount root canal treatment, omuye scaling and polishing with simbefe, omuye teeth whitening, omu the braces, etoto sene so said ebeya, ebeshe shekama, ediama jewelry be, and a person de share usimwa, and also okwa, one baby, omuye restoration on my extraction, at the account as Sinwa Seminano, a Gingermed Dental Clinic Limited, Nungwa, mail lorry station omoho, atomic down, Kwabenya runabout omoho, Oba Kumasia. Abripo Junction, Bantama High Street, one more Techiman, Magazine, Ketan Quine so, Afe Koforidia, one Ben Central Police Station, Afe Takrade, Tadisco Junction, and Flower, one more any GCB Bank, AD and Imshe Tamale, one more Tishagu, post office, no, and Omini Dianim here, MTN office in Chemopa. Fred Gingermed, 0598731823, 0598731823, and a 0559 139582. Me say Japan cars ene bagana wa ho adene obi agya tum say upe biato no use as family car and also use e dey ayo private car and upe bi e dey akoye commercial duties no I bought 20 motors. Woma daruma me say a Toyota and Honda vehicles and omo agent the momo when he authorized agent and my Toyota and Honda vehicles. Now pe Toyota Voxy, Toyota Noah, Toyota Sienta, Toyota Vit, Toyota Belta, any Honda Step Wagoner, any I bought 20 motors ND and Como. Na me ba choko toka na ne buano form kan wa ho dene oba yusu a chode ya adwuma oba toka emfie bebre tano so womum ewo agrike a ne asantoa SHS di anim he from 0249 849 972 0249 849 972 JM Ado and Sons so kai Borges olive oil womo ena edem eba egaman so na me ba cho untumi enda per well sleep spray eno Jemado and Sons ena ediaba eboa ema oda kama kill calcium tablet eno so boa ema yenkase no enya hoden more strong bones said ebeya dwumade bia udi no watumi ade akona afi 1+400 albendazole eno so worms bia edi enya ewo nipaduanim Jemado and Sons womo edi no ibiaba ogojibi na onomu a ebeboa papa pharmacy shops ewo country oman mu ba bia obenya Jemado and Sons womu nupa no ebi na wato okanshi dragline no call no ma Jemado and Sons omo ofre 0509439063 and 0302666132 asum genti herbal clinic feni yade ne ko ombetene te ede ama eni yade bia ha no wasum genti herbal clinic ye ho adwuma ede ama uye no free ho prostate, sexual weakness, blood pressure, stroke, diabetes, hernia, ulcer, gonorrhea, candidiasis, cocoa, and a sexual weakness. Makan wasem dada. Wasum genti herbal clinic. Abripo Junction. Mebacho first going filling station. No, eho ena omo ewo. Fred Dr. Samuel 0243 001058 0243 001058 Franco Trading Enterprise still phone papa pathi eno Nokia phones, Samsung iPhones, all my smart TVs, all my air condition, all my chest freezers, any refrigerators. Ewo omo asye Franco Trading Enterprise na sem and American. Me wacho kumasia womum eben ejaba jewelry ewo dum afi old milk komomo Kofo clinic in hwanimu Franco ewo fromo nejo phone papa neje home appliances na eyusu. Numbers no ye 0245 316969 and a 0501 538605. Paul senior draw. Yeah, they sorry. Imboost. Herbal mixture. We watch immune system ni benya hoden pa. No imboost herbal mixture ni Paul senior draw na M1 papa. Na onim say o system no immune system ni nya hoden. Diabetes intimate na ulcer timima, cancer, hypertension, candidiasis, body pains. Ni nyina no eyi ed e free ho ed the mouth. Sharp herbs. Imboost herbal mixture. Pebito Herbal shop, chemical shop, or my muha, ubenyabi 0246208496 na 0261388149.
Thank you, Solo. That's it. Senior from Albert, let's say. Albert Siadima, every gentleman, you come over to fee and trust so.
All right.
A same one to say. Say a bed near the area and I'm no good.
All right.
Senior, young and Jetreben.
All right. And you say you cut tooth replacement to Assam. Now, very important because globally, you know, about 353 million people worldwide, and any part or more odontologists. You can't odontalize them, ubi and the etu. Now, fact is, ubi esitu a doson. Ebi, say. Obu ana ne de na fracture bo abehu obi na clutches ehye ne moto mu na ordinante o se ne bone no fracture abamu sa problem no etumi to esen etebi adompe a owewe obu okra ordinance ne tu cock nsetire no okotena sport no no sa no de ne sen no etutu sa ne ma no tumi e breaki esen no e ma esen no etumi ebu okra etumi etu free ho ana afeso so no eye two trauma no ye say ebi kra na akoye body contact sport bi football taekwondo bi kra oko school abofra no ekodi agro ebi
ya boss
any abonese na ana accident eno so tumi ma obi esen etu but the leading cause of edentalism eye gum a problem and I said the friend no advanced periodontal disease on say ye ka wo perio na enye bibi huhuhu bia na mom eye wo gingiva no o gums na ene wo se no ebo ho no on say ideally no obi ho no mo beda sorry no na blood moja e wo nanum se wo sa sign ni bi e wo numa immediately say okohu dentist na ye esen ho adwuma san say eye inflammation bacteria na aba esinimu a o master te say omo infect esen no enti immune cell any body fluid na e respond to infection na about esinimu no ubehu sa sign no e wo num say o sinase start say ehonhono kakra obokra na ne sinase na red oboko di bread a oka o say moja edi achi that is gingivitis no aninti de bia ye cheche mu say ese no etuatua ne socket mu wapantan kase no jobo no mu na ese no etuatua but there's a bone like tissue a edura ese no ho ansa na ogams na aba a ye friend cementum no last week na ye kan cementum was cementum no say e breakia and say bacteria ne start say odidi na cementum no e free ho a ema esene sesenka eye grounding te say de odi dadoa aboduam na ejina mu dendenden say de be ya esene betumi awesa no mu ne ade na esene start say e sheki. There's another layer ewo cementum na chi aye periodontal ligament no and also start say edidi efri ho a na che say esene no elusu ni support esene start say eye mobile a oye den esene ebetu so won sa sign ni bi woni ma hwehwe Gentleman Dental Clinic ekira kwan ye ho say ye beboa na ye ye wo ho adwuma ede ama wo enema bebre na ese ye tie ase ya kan to yedwim so maame ahwe wa ma osin afifi nti wo so hwe ne ma ne sin tutu sabre ne maame no wa ware awie wa wo ne ma awie nti won fa ne sin ho biem but ese ubetumi de atwa 80 years 90 years wa bra
sabre no ahwa basem sanse ye de ye nyi saade no entum sanse eye factors bi na ekoso ema ese no etumi etu nti se ese no etu a ese wo ba Gentleman Dental Clinic na ye hye ese no edema there were different types of tooth replacement you betumi aye edema ye wo denture no ewo ho ye ka denture na eno na eye custom made replacement no eno ye sha otumi san eyi wade na okọ asori okọ adwuma okọ eyi a na wasan ede wade ahye we eye budget friendly procedure san say one ebo no efo
ne boɔ ɛnyɛ den enti obia betumi ahyɛ dencha no sɛ ɛsitu na yansha a force anase adjacent permanent one na ɛwɔ nkyɛn no pressure ɛkɔ no so ɛma ɛstarte sɛ ɛshifti ɛba line ni mu etu bo so obu okra ɔkasa bo sɛ ne sene baako bi na ayɛ tententen sabre no elusu ne support no woyɛ den saa ɛse no ebetu ɛna afei ɛse no wo sɛ ne function ne sɛ make say obi betumi identify me unique voice ne say ɛyɛ nipa somasi ɛna ɛka say in and outflow aeration from a ɛkɔ manum pie no ɛka ho bi ɛna ɛboa ɛne me tank ɛne me teeth ɛne ti sɛ ɛmframa no ɛdɔɔso bebree a na space abamu a on sɛ ɛba saa no a na ebu a sound no nti obu on man sia tu a affecting the consonant nti you pronounce certain words bi a na ayɛ funny na mframa ɛne namu ni ade exactly apart from that no ɛma wo confidence ankasa so ɛkɔ from because confidence started from your num wobetumi address kama akɔ nipa mu but sɛ wo se no problem wo ho ɛse na tu a wankasa ɛne covid atwam so nipa bebeda so ɛhyɛ nose mask
take an any ɛse atu ama ɛgyere
but ɛgyere no kra say no on say ama obu okra say ne se no diastema no emu bia ma akwete se de ne se atu no nyina wo ba judgment dental clinic
no fele
ye be correct ye orthodontist specialist ho ye betumi correct share braces ana say ye betumi de aligners no aye ne kama problem bia eni akire enti se ese no ehu abasem a wo de hwehwe judgment dental clinic ye be replace ese no ye wo de friend no dental implant eno de for a lifetime eno ye de titanium post no ye de be hye o job bone mu na ye de crown no aba be hye so wo de bewu enti se se ho asema na ye wo de friend porcelain fused metal and as a PFM bridge different bridge ni say eno no ba ko 1 unit na etu a ye be permanent support e wo ne adjacent ones no enti e bia wo say 3 chains even though one na etu nti e friend no bridge no se oba ye betuma hye PFM no e de amount eno so e permanent e porcelain na ye de aye enti entu enya hwe hwe judgment dental clinic e kira kwan na ye mo your numbers here 055 913 9582 055 913 9582 and 0549 906 588 0549 906 588 Accra and I wish me free you nungwa main lorry station ho ye NDC party office no and a direct opposite don't make kwabenya atomic down roundabout no so judgment dental clinic your roundabout no so pay afi oko techiman your market magazine road no so ye AY Ahmed and a direct opposite oko Koforidia ye central police station no and a ebo ho pay takrade Banchase Tadisco down udru aflao ye Eco Bank and with the same building main road now they call border no temale Tushigu ye central post office nemum se wo hwe me Ashanti region environment say Bantama Abepo junction traffic light na se ho nemum baby last Friday and Saturday and ye pa hontoma ye free dental screening any scaling and polishing edima obi bia oba ho bia and ye di bia atonsu high school junction branch no S line e ho anti unhu a
anra asem twam ho
oh yes
na just all quite all right
traffic light na so word first story building no exactly and Nyankopon ye adom Sunday and so ye outdoor judgment mineral water enti from se na ye twetwen komo ida mase pa
thank you very much Albert uni wadwuma na ya terminologies ni ade no what ho asem ho ya ade that's it thank you very much Albert Sian Ajiman Kasa Emma Jenjen. Captain, yet you.
This story still I don't know what is happening. And Timmy sitting the rare fat on the grounds on the Kumasa Santi Kotoko. What I know is on Tuesday, there was a meeting, the IMC and the chief of staff. And I learned on Friday, another meeting, Ebe Basso. What that said, and no air the final days of IMC or a normal meeting I cannot say, but speculations that everybody seem to suggest say the IMC no so to say almost time no is up now. New board is taking over, management board is taking over, and for that after Friday that board no will have the opportunity of visiting the players at the AJ Stadium, AJ Sports Complex. now you introduce them to your friends say the players no then the behind the scenes I say they will start operating but not as said they want take charge and but almost how when the season ends then they take over. It means then the IMC no be exited. So the question is that by the who Sally and Kansas committee no the recommendation no because we were made to believe Tama establish the Lydian Kansas committee no prof Lydian Kansas committee no the statement the chief of staff of Menshade Bay and he say say we are based on the report of Beba Anna Asante Kotoko Ebejina so around Asante Kotoko. So when the IMC came, I'm feels okay. Almost prepare grounds for that report to take effect. Now IMC first year, second year, third year. So in any other they've done their job. The IMC is supposed to end at this point in time. Now so almost end there now with the board
supposed to end which I'm saying.
Sir, IMC them to normally because IMC interim management committee they are not supposed to serve for all this long. And that's almost for preparation for BB. Others here. Sunday them feel I love it. Of course for 3 years there. The best beyond to assess Sabi, you should be able to come out.
Okay.
The PSA, that's what America say. Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to. So if indeed this new border affairs and names, your shops and them, and if this everybody so I want to believe say the chief of staff you are saying and now Kotoko is going to have the proper structures. So those structures are in the near future, and so will be free. The office is there. Personnel.
Is that your press? The Ususu said, a bit me seen and can the AC actually?
It is what I am expecting to say. Because I am Shaka.
Okay.
If you are saying Nanyame, I am numerous Kotoko supporters, including one of Kotoko supporters, I aware say, you catch it, you say, Lydian Kansas, Prof. Lydian Kansas Committee, the foundings and the Rana Santo Kotoko. So, Sa Kotoko na, I want one of the piano, and now, where you call, and now, yes, big men, almost Sika, Yadomo Ba, now, I supported the Niaji, no more baron, at least Yahoo for so many years. At me, I don't see any excitement. Names are made here, I don't see any excitement in it. My only hope is that I want to see Asante Kotoko structures, no proper structures, ne dawa. The omu by eba abe fix it. Na afe enkoye we aba. We want to see say because we Kotoko say so Kotoko is like any other profitable organization if properly run. Say timi ejana na so. The Kotoko ekoi we are not utilizing the Kotoko ni ye. Kotoko say they are running Kotoko so truth be told no we are not utilizing the Kotoko ewo ho no ene nema Kotoko no won ye.
Na when the country say on be some running Kotoko no munya profit have you been told that by anybody?
And to bet me I Kotoko no now I suppose they be want to discover cause abra won yesika emfa.
Oh say onuma ni bi o wa strategically planted bia otumfo pese orejeje na nanumani. You be sa o na na e ka chapter 6 of Ghana Constitution. Say on mine at the sports near the ebe ni age. That is why Black Stars near the and to him pombs bit me decide.
I don't know.
Me ba mami obit me decide say Kotoko nyem fa so na me pe. Ne mum say be amejeje. Mejeje me na nanumani.
Oh God.
And I say be and also hosa and also to be
basa. Everything possible. But what I know for sure is say Asante Kotoko, Asante Kotoko, and yes, the opposite what can it be? See around Asante.
Programming casa and now we can say, "Oh, can't profit, no." And I may do be an insanity. I
want to believe say, "Yes, rather than that, Anka, you keep on and some management upon management. Not the BI rather than I would have allowed the IMC to continue."
Okay.
But if we want to see that you utilize it, the Kotoko brand, a year, to Prof. Lydian Cancer's committee report, must be made available, must be used. Now
okay.
Obi ma enquires first now. Because you see a lot of wealthy people, wealthy men, you put them together. They came to Kotoko at the end of the day, near Kakasi. And the everybody say where you ban now is Sikani, and we are the four, and we say because I pass and gone. That's why I'm making me who and it be a woman. Many Begia, no one say yes, we are implementing that the Kansas report. Why have you kept it for all this long time? And why did we use the IMC? IMC be show for the end. And maybe who say IMC buy because not empty for air prepared grounds for the proper takeoff of this the Kansas committee report So we have to wait. Now I am saying to me some modern but some about I will not for them. I don't think say my idea be they've done well and let's applaud them because some crime by now feel we understaffed. We are hugely understaffed. I can't but that is how they were made to be.
That's it.
Let's hope say we are Ejumano not Lydian Cancer's report so that has been my memory. The Lydian Cancer's report, the chief of staff must let it out. So that report now.
Okay.
You're afraid all players. You're afraid the poor woman day. You're afraid the poor woman got to go on about among coach. You can't in a boom. Say you can't boom. Now you acquire say Kotokono as you're running on.
That's it.
So FA president, if I heard him right, on coaching and I think he hit the nail right at the spot. So coaching in Ghana here from coaching in Ghana here. Gone are the days now. Abia you be coach Sam Ade. You be coach which say coach the Adriana G League what's the name Herbert Ado. With the Tobe Herbert Ado, be team identify no by a kind of Adriana G League. A very defensive coach, won't score a lot of goals, won't share no. But he did that to win the league for our Ghana. It's now who said Sanu Jumani. And the coaches are young in name, so you hardly see Sanemano. They cannot even take what we call take say coach be a say I me proper word no I use you won't take risk. What I say it's the next did the money idea all year or house of folk. So you sit down and see say yes Digital Money is performing because you clearly see that also house of folk team no how that house of folk ball how more house of folk team no how they play and you delight to watch. But how many of these coaches now you go to Asante Kotoko, you want to see Kotoko game plan how they play so you struggle. You don't see that. All these years under my own brother my big brother Zito ABC coach Uso coach Ogum ABC Sabre you don't see Sanemano. So that big coaching attitude near Ghana has first Obehu Samade coach coach Dodi House of Folk J Africa you clearly see say Joseph Tukof you clearly see say they have their way of playing but a name we are lacking it. So the FA president was right in saying that. So I think the opportunity and they are taking badges in CAF certificate A I think the coaches must be up and doing.
But that's it. So Kaziana go swap ya mama said the be ya yana sure of the other one so okay so no if you are na baby na ye okay so well na enjoy
common the kakra na the news of Rudolph Mensah and Samates and Swedro Blacks near Adia Bakwa me pese me hwe ho common bi on say me to transfer window ni bi en Kumasi Asante Kotoko officially a place bid at the call Swedro Blacks are catching for Rudolph but me to unfortunately no they don't let me and go through because now Blacks want to say lose to na chances some relegation or sort in team to decided some be keep no even with at this point, they are still not safe. They are 2 defeats away from deep relegation. Once was there, a young Apostles, Brecum, Chelsea, Vision will bear 30 points. Basaka was 27, 28, 29, 26. Into lose 2 matches beat to us. Was bit me so the story that the contract at the end of the season and his decision not to extend the contract, Kotoko air try so make an attempt, The question I'm asking myself in here is Kotoko to who CCA. Recently, Naleasa Fudu Kubeka said their plan next season for the transfer will to start to grounds or can say nobody. To Ukraine and now can say Debbie. Because if you know, be or yard, be pa one babedaho. Na Asante Kotoko Ibiam to na opportunity and escasamnia, then they will go for it. But a lawyer not all insist to say they don't want to even get busy on the transfer market. They want to promote their youth team players. Now the mechanic say got company for me to Omunya Abotrekakra on whichever transfer. Story we came Morifin Donzu there. Into them to Tuma, I decided to touch on it. Donzu was a player na time na Samba Ablo Kamara Ebano. Neso Kahumba. So he was a player na mostly as a coach Ogum had an interest in him after say or sharing videos. Until the following transfer window to Coach Ogum was no longer there. The leadership of Kotoko still go in for him. And that time is it to know how Kotoko still struggling to get the best out of Morifin Donzu at this particular time. Now Rudolph Mensah a player a coach Karim Zito and an epeno. To hear Zito no say after se Kotoko aton abetamu player unbeaten about Bishim Amanababe Juma Momo was Rudolph. Now Coach Zito is no longer there. Into the window of opportunity nebie. On the alone or bebo. But the window of opportunity nebie. What I'm trying to say is that on paper, open one of the strikers or the Ghanaian scene based on the local league standard as at this moment. Because league we have about 23 matches. You play a 12 goals for league. That should even tell you a story. Into the standard nedie and said that standard abeka say standard papa biasa. But even in a bad standard, there are still some who are above average. So on paper, when he is free, you will love to go for him. But Emma Kanye say Omasamom the 2 years nimso amon sign player and they must stick to that one. That is one. Number 2, as I said, whoever is going to be the head coach should play a key role in recruitment. Yem pese ebako so or ye free you even when the style of play might not even suit that of the coach that is coming in. It is good, it's a good news that is available, but they should be a bit cautious. Now a repeat of Morphine Dons with the Enibino. And Timiama be see what a yas and take or common. Mioto Asante Kotoko management, Asante Kotoko IMC, Asante Kotoko board. The direction should change. I still think say Nipano Lionel Messi to a left-footed player. Senka Pep Guardiola the no ball left backer. Menya sure Senka Ballon d'Or neji and send you hunu nkebe koso. So encherese obi ye adwuma bi no fa no koto baby a onsem fata so obetimi aye adwuma no. You will not bring or you won't get the best out of the player or the person. Masama make Kenya say obi se coach Akwesi Appiah. His best suit or his best position within the Kotoko system betimi aye board. Sante Kotoko day-to-day management. Day-to-day management in the anopa o sorry no na woye enumero sorry no na woye. And na jokra na bit me a friend emergency meeting. You are supposed to be there. Now the whole story of we are in a modern world into Zoom bit me a yenyo man. Your position be a Zoom into me. Muntimi nka so your head of technician. Now to baby say issue by emfa Zoom umbre na yemayen. untimi but the marketing manager need any field work. Into there are some days you have to go to the field, be outside. Into meetings be or if you are take care muko share client be untimi can't sombre office or be zoom the amount. So your position tells how you can use the modern day technology. As the head of Asante Sporting Affairs, based on the organogram Konankasa post to you, Coach Akwesiapia cannot be an or UK or China or Saudi or China or Qatar, na or yes Ejumano. And open one department to are facing challenges under this particular IMC. You talk about the technical team. Because the technical team then issues, and he is the head. He is expected to be at the training grounds, if not always, most of the times. He is expected to be present in the technical meetings of the club. The club now planning a game strategy for the weekend. He is supposed to be there. It's a sort of team. In 7 week, 3 days in Ponobenya. The next game I got to call Cobon. It's a so won't be. The video analyst, scouts now can find the details of the opponent watch aba, the technical team head to the goalkeeper trainer to the head of sporting affairs, in this case the technical director, should be there. Near planned the aquacobo yaba Monday near be a post-match technical meeting among the technical team as a so be when you zoom because born to watching football on TV and watching football at the venue nyepe because on TV the cameraman ni chama na wun. But at the venue, you can decide to focus on maybe 2 players. Maybe a game now, more plan is you should right. So who can watch? We can be watching the right side and see what is going on wrong and how to shift it. So
points
there are
were made.
certain individuals.
This discussion will continue
within the IMC.
Okay.
I think say ABA the omuko baby fufu ebe say near the obia or available
realignment and others.
Zach. Now me share me document in one me say my member asama na menua akomia kan the Lydian cancer report no that was used to appoint the earlier board and Dr. Kwame Chieda no and on Thursday 28th May Okan the appointment of the board followed an interim report from the 3-member panel chaired by Professor Lydian Cancer, Dean of Faculty of Law. It has been used before. Whether it was also one of their recommendation the IMC nearby and I say but the first earlier board na Kwame no chief of staff letter of the bar and he told the whole was they appointed the board based on the recommendations of the Lydian Cancer Committee. Okay, so I document no. Sisiana me makobaga me hwesa krata no. Say they appointed the board based on the recommendation advice from the 3-member committee. From the appointees our board now, okay. That the early morning no show ubo biadia no akanwa we ubo biadia no akanwa we na Nkusiaga. Because
Nkusiaga say
oh say
some restaurant no koy.
Oh they didn't based on problems that is see and moment me anya me send no be fee say they no kwa ubo mudin ubo biadia say hey we here. But
no correct.
I said no correct but I'm translating to their work because we are quite freshers in Takwani way you know moment me anya adwuma. Then they were allowed omukoena your former IMC. I agree sir. The IMC is understaffed. Truly, the company say the number of tamper no me form pone iswa. And I feel the potential akaba kope because I appear 1.5 as a woman.
1.5 they are saying.
So 1.5. 17 no in terms of person I can 1.5 because I appear woman. I think say the club needs new direction. But I think say most of the reports I'm hearing I intend them to do because in the Kotoko there's no way Obianim say season in Kosi and say you be in Cham will be able show. It's something that will not happen. And no we see maybe but this one will not happen. It won't happen because of the personnel For example, yesterday I can say it on authority. There was nothing discussion. There was nothing like board discussion at the meeting that they held at the ministry yesterday. It was more of kotokonsem this season or more air you know. Board in 70 days, it has been there, which they are doing, which eventually season end there, based on the report that we have, the board will come. But nobody should expect anything board. No, it will come. And some those that but based on what we have, and they say at this moment there be it's another, for example, meeting no because when the chief of staff is the one who runs that when saying due to that which now he runs it, and today TSA Otuo is not around. You understand? It's now every meeting be on management, you know, and I'm seeing and hold management in terms of every week briefing be the normal briefing be na previous normal kwano mention sana meetings now in terms of the day-to-day activities of the club, you know, till the season ends. It's for now there those individuals community are hokoso, but say based on nipa binum dibre and how
like what your point is that and somewhere cost it is a board about say be bano nyina na etisa board no be back crowd that will be at the end of
but enemy ya there and ya there nobody should expect a board be and the optionality weekend it will come later on na be
and I was saying
look on pan say refereeing and coaching say obi anim say that is our problem. First, on the coaches that we have in the system, and they were good enough to go and coach outside national teams. So they were big coaches. But today, I mean, the kind of training at more. And you see, when we see the people who are even coaching the coaches, a question mark. It's and boy now, you don't see anything. I say, you're from Ogunobia to Obobi. There's no coaching, and the grassroots first, you know, coaches and coaching at a coach level. You see coaches, but Obia was what I said.
No more lines is A, B. There's no more new.
Yeah, but I said, Obia who's the first one, and more of those who are born, born, I say, a passion. And all the was during the playing there, no, I can watch Uncle. But I did. Obi on board the cry, near the answer was or tweaking kankan or me coachy. So they lack the basis to teach the boys. Referee problem. There be a problem. Oh, say, you see, yes, cats. I like what he's saying, but more of looking for a solution than there be a first time August many. Last week, interviews was saying a headache officiating and refereeing. I remember that this guy was it. What has he done since then to solve the problem? Because it shouldn't always be like I'm complaining. Okay. I'm complaining without
there's reaction.
Yeah, there's reaction and solve the problem.
Okay.
So
that's it.
You I mean, himself club here understand that. Okay. So let's say Liverpool. In England, maybe your both season away. If Liverpool say, "Omo target for next season, they need a centre forward." So more year almost scouting now. They will not base it only on players from Premier League. You know, they will expand it because they don't compete only in the Premier League. And the Premier League in Kwana yom target. Until the betting ako Germany, maybe a striker be oyade or Germany no mako fanaba. You betting ako Italy, betting ako Spain. This anyo mano. Your league here every so you have over 20 games. The only goal came crunch more than 12 goals. The only goal came over the Ghana Premier League with over 20 games and share 12 goals. So me tell you, the opportunity to take decision at your big clubs to say be a kotokone hasa. Omo they are Fibiana, their target is to win the league in South Africa. Now South Africa now strike out any free air be our Ghana league. I watch 10 goals the whole season.
10 goals that I see this season so far.
I'm so too 10 goals. There be.
The only goal.
After 10 goals after 23.
Yeah. Say so what trans now is any pay America for now was 10 goals. Me no Africa dey no way. Enti player to no nya Ghana hanko a. Esi e trim. Say be enti ko to do obo Egypt to score na say be Tanzania be na South Africa be a. So 20 Burkina Faso ni mali musu yentimi. Yentimi. And for $50, $60,000, $70,000 in call, and go form top striker be a bubble league and watch about 25 goals. Comedy a league, I read it. It is an over say a good of men's and a Kotoko target.
A
media. But says second a window no not Kotoko open.
There's near more 20.
And I'm just a cozy to say and go pay Bature. From Mediama, that's what Mediama. Benjamin Bature. I am an executive to pen. Intimate few steps to expand on how we are searching for players, especially for some important positions. We a club now so compete at the highest level, especially so G League in Africa. Now make impact in Africa in the with the kind of players I'm going to Ghana League. So it's Ghana players in Quadro Moko Africa to baby fintem.
Problem, baby.
I baby fintem. I know you about Kwe. Every presidency coaching na this work is pa and we no muso betime improve no to Ghana crowd there ye de kanyame ahira you when the basa anwoma na ezinim de ni ba ku fotim coach si anase ase ebo mu din nyina no at least at a point you say o mine investment wo mu ye de bi ko Brazil Samadi the late anase ase ebonidi at a point Samadi near the Manchester United to learn under Sir Alex Ferguson and the coach cry here for mama makoko training we baby come to any camp be fan ko bi and so sabe ni nim camp Sunday do wo yenim camp Sunday wo yenim camp coach afane wo yenim camp hebeta do wo at least omo show science e just on betin na o man na fa wo mo ye do mo ko Brazil ye de bi ko Italy ye de bi ko England but Sewoma even developing of coaches centered around few every club system no mo nya hwe na se mo se Ghanaian coaches bi ko abochire akopa nim bia na God na tram enam mo
so coach atram device
God na tram o de jiji nani
o se ni team a o
beja be coach team for ede benya
ni wana fonkola
that be
and atram man coaching so coach asa na akotokwa so be
God na tram o ma say you say no ogun ni team no
team ni the owner
ne say team be no coach uzo coach
ni team no
uzo say owner
o is the owner and the coach say be
say so the jiji nani onya na japade o medi fufu achi eto obi sa no ni coach training na why ubehuma bonze coaches be for na mu 2 no mu free camp bi na mu so to edom ko na others eje omo eti message say ade no so to so mu hwe ni na eboa onse ayi asanto koroko IMC sensemi for the past 1 week ni aka ho asema na after a meeting no am so to course no unless you benya the Samuel Osekufo and the Scranton story ni bi so okay sa asem ne pa okay ni
interview na
se bien say interview ni bien sia so to by Friday because when him said the next meeting be koso no is on Friday Friday no be ma boda from the mate from annual meeting he said it was communicated to the IMC. Okay. And obi o IMC ni bia nim say ni faith work otoko ejina board na eba no so. Yeah, obi o IMC ni bia no ye part of meeting bi onim.
Is
tanya de no kwa ni betimi expand na bia yem prepare ho an ki betimi kwa ka IMC is being dissolved. Yeah. Tena make I said the only thing e be see then the Scranton Oseko for story no. After Friday, they will take over Asante Kotoko. Matete ko asi catch members ni be almost starting prepare more report.
Handing over.
Yes, because even at annual meeting, no, we have some auditors or some auditors are no more meeting, I say.
Oh, okay.
So to the mention, I say. And semi to IMC there for short term. We have the longest.
So maybe Aqua is a middle of a season.
Also sometimes it depends. Ubu also so or bar. You have also that I catch or say. From Komodia course after Kotoko has game no. HSA. Aside relegation, baby Kotoko be DBA no. Mention any problem. Because I'm trying to say the season has ended.
So it's also possible, say, and I am a board to supervise the activities of the IMC till the end of the season.
Almost use this time to also study the
for
team
them to get a deeper knowledge
and
of.
sign the next season, that's what started. And then also you're bad.
And also that's fine. To study the trend, know the accounts, the situation of the
everything
club.
Around the team and sign almost to Omotimia Twaso. And Bema Boda, so be back on it will be the board decision. Yes, it will be the board decision. And it be because
board not so one and there. So Nanya Ibia. Ghana for.
Ghana for and then be cry Kotoko Jumada.
Oh, okay.
May the most important thing is say getting things right. On say back and forth to Kotoko no. A do point to be I think they say to me banner. And for what I'm hearing, they say it will be like a 5-year term. And more also improve all areas of the club. No only Akobo boy you get 3 points. Infrastructure wise,
the system way. And come ya.
Say to on say sometimes me say Yamana kwa say obi obeje Kotoko bia no. Chinchina twan.
So it's a specific tenure. Yeah, 5 years. So there.
So 5 years. Only see am be 5 years that.
And the
announcement na ba na confirm 5 years na.
HSA.
Sa 3 years na ne de ma omo ma be ye Kotoko na e ka say 3 years ni so no. Afedi yatum. You have more time to make a lot of changes. And ameboa.
Okay.
Okay. Enti be boda let's yen train for the Friday meeting. Now to ebesa akoso no. After the Friday meeting, no, you know, be things clear. So tell me, I say, any baby have to go this season.
Mate, Agunza Kwaba.
Yeah,
Agrada, the only prison. Only prison. Say prison, the music. Okay, already. Oh, okay. One minute, young common. Now, who since
last 2 weeks.
Is a Cotone has 1 hour.
Namoke Coast.
And one baby.
Okay. Michelle Cacao, me phone so dear, but very nice.
Chairman. And I say, one, I'm now.
I said, okay.
So one can't tell some man when you have in our
no question. Not an army do one, mammy, I go said that.
So for Busian, a show.
Okay.
The way and Kitwebi. Ghana coaches Abaso. Namabo Ghana Premier League Abaso. The Ekanino. Tama, you didn't quite Germany, but not the facilities we have be Ejuma. Satam so, Yankai say, or Sekufo, or the Atruko few some 6 years. And the player can say, or supporting goes first half, the next second season of
second round
of Echo. So,
and the coach is not there.
Modern. Coach is near dear power environment no more Jumano. May could time sin ebano. Tama, problem of 5 years in so. Arsenal how many years?
More TT. Young guys how
many years? 24 years. Manchester how many years? That's no problem. 13 years and counting. One will be 3 years.
No, just money changes. That's not my year. Lots of changes.
I just see a man for no money changes.
I am moving 24 years.
Naka.
Hey, I got it.
Liverpool, I'm 43 years. Liverpool, I'm
30 years.
No one to you.
I'm want to Liverpool. I'm want to Liverpool 30 years.
At least one to control 10 years.
Owners of Liverpool management now for 30 years.
I'm 12 years. 12 years.
Now management
30 years.
I just say
Liverpool 30 years.
Manchester